Hello, everybody, and welcome to Lancer at Chaotic Neutral Games. I'm Simon, your DM for today, as we join Rodrigo, Ed, and Sean. No Vic today, I'm afraid. Get well soon, mate. As they have their adventures at the fringe of Lancer space. Bit of a change to our regular lineup, as the Angels have been separated from our players as they start to tromp their way through a Rhydonium mining scene. Long since shelled out and sizable enough for a bunch of mechs. It does mean that you guys are going to be doing your own adventure, and that's why we have one of our chaotic DMs, although we haven't seen him DM that much at the moment, Douglas. So Douglas is Paul, that you will know from Star Wars Legends of the Sprawl. He's in chat at the moment, and when the right prompt starts, he will be starting the text adventure. So feel free to RP in chat. Douglas will be your DM in chat, and I'll be the DM on the screen. So, as the mechs tromp their way into a cliff face, and Scornfuse, and actually I think it was Douglas, closes the seam behind them, blowing up some rocks above the entrance and sealing them inside. Let's go and see what's going on deep underground as we play episode 3 of the Ironwall Adventures: A Fast Farewell. And welcome back. As I say, a big thank you to Douglas, who is going to be DMing in chat, as you are all, you viewers, if you choose to be, playing members of the Archangel Air Support Squadron, which you'll see echoed by Paul in chat. So before I go to the players, we're going to start way above in the orbit of Kadabos 3, the nest. And Douglas has dropped the bunker buster that sealed the players into this subterranean path, which should be able to get them out of the way of the law enforcement mechs that are going to delay them to their rescue at Silver Ridge. Douglas fires his jets and rockets back up into the nest. These wonderful transorbital reconnaissance craft that can also transform into miniature mechs themselves, although they're not good at mech combat. They're light. I've said before, they look like Starscream from the Decepticons, the old Starscream.
And take a shot.
Douglas gets called into the nest. Normally, you can just dock. You'll get resupplied and brought back down. You get one special per session. There aren't many specials at the moment, but you will be earning more as you go along. And so you, as Douglas gets in there, Dizzy is waiting for him and says, hey, they're going to start to smell a rat if the mechs don't turn up soon. They're going to start to break off their forces, go back to Silver Ridge so that they can start supporting the forces there. We don't believe these law enforcement mechs are in any way completely tied to the Crucible. The Crucible themselves seem to have focused all of their firepower onto Silver Ridge itself. Again, it's just a smattering of strange-looking mechs, but we don't want them ordering the law enforcement guys to break into Silver Ridge and then do whatever the Crucible wants to do once they get in there. So I want you, Douglas, to take down as many of the angels as you can and start a, well, put it this way, it's going to be a good one for Hermit and Scornfuse. I want them to cause as much mischief and misdirection as possible. There are several points where we've seen that law enforcement mechs have been camping, not just the ones that we saw before, but we can see blockers, riot control mechs, a bunch of adapted things as well that I've never seen there before. And I need you to start causing mischief in these camps. I want you to start spinning a story by your actions that they think that you guys are the decoys as the mechs are sneaking past. Rather than sending the mechs back, they're going to try to find our mechs as they're sneaking past, not knowing that they're doing so right underneath the ground beneath them. So what do you think? I know it's herding cats, but hey, I might have a little something as a thank you for you if you pull it off. What do you say? Douglas accepts, because I know, because we've already had a chat about this, and starts to call a squadron scramble of all available angels on board. So for Het and anybody else who is watching us in chat at the moment, you as a player, as a viewer player, can do three things. There are three commands in Nightbot. There's !Angel Trigger, !Angel Fire, which fires the spiker cannons on the front of your aircraft, and that is your mech when it's in aircraft form. And then finally, any specials that you may have been gifted, and if you don't know if you've got one, you probably don't have one yet. But as you RP, we will be inspired, which is why you've got a more focused angel session this session, to see what you're good at. There's one thing that all angels are good at. In the same way that the Lancer system uses a thing called a trigger, there's something that you're good at. So for example, between Kate, Douglas, Scornfuse, and Hermit, you've got an engineer, a medic, a demolitions expert, and a hacker. Now, it could be anything that you do. Just give it some thought. You don't have to say right now, but there could be a point where you turn around and say to us, Douglas, hey, I've decided this is what I'm good at. Maybe you're a sneak thief. Maybe you're good with holograms, and you can screw around with that. Your imagination is your limit here, but you only get one thing that you're good at. So let's continue from there, and we will be watching you RPing with Douglas in the chat. But for now, I'm going to carry on with our players. The rumble suddenly subsides, and you're in the dark. You flick the switches on your mechs, and various lights secreted around your mech start to pour out in every direction. In front of you is a strange geometric vista, an underground Rubik's Cube of levels that have been cut with ramps and then other levels squared off perfectly, normally because it's low-level NHPs that tend to do a lot of the work. You can send mechs with NHPs into the more dangerous parts, and if the mech gets crushed, who cares? Only when it's made safe do you guys go in. This, however, is how Union does it. This is how Union does most of its mining. Mostly the pilots of the mechs who go underground and do this kind of work are, several hundred meters back in the nearest safe zone and using a remote link. The remote link is used by communications relays because with the rock and especially the metal ore that's around you, it's very hard to get a communication out. And sure enough, you can hear, okay, angels, we need you. And that's it. You've gone silent until you leave the subterranean network. You're on your own. You fire up various bits that you need inside, air filters in particular, because you know that there's going to be some issues with gas down here. You fire up your sensors as well, hoping that you don't meet pockets of gas that have killed miners all the way back to the 1600s, maybe even before that, but certainly recorded. As a Welsh guy, I know this myself. I went to a place called Big Pit in Wales, and they said, oh, if you walk down there, you'd be dead. And if you threw a match down there, we'd all be dead. It was like, great. That's why we had to check in all our stuff. Yeah,
I will endeavour not to do either of those things then.
Yeah, they sound bad.
So you start to trudge on. You've got a rough mining layout that has been given to you by Dizzy on the way in. Saying that, it's complicated. This is, you're going right through the mountain here, not coming in and going out as to where they were before. They broke through out the other side almost by accident, and then realized, okay, we may as well have a back entrance to this place. But it is somewhat winding. As the metal seam starts to taper off at the end, there's less of this beautiful cavernous seam to walk on, and you'll be coming out on the thin end. Not only that, but seams aren't perfect. They often can just be a single strata, so it's a nice single wide cave, but not always, as other things come pummeling through and it's just not worth their time to mine it. And you can see that there's certain volcanic rock that breaks up the seam in certain places where they just haven't bothered digging through this incredibly hard rock. So you start the trudge. Darkness, only seeing spots of light on the rock. And you're left alone. It's a slightly different aura to usual. When you're out and about, you normally have to worry about the mud underfoot, navigation through various mangroves, looking at other environmental challenges. Occasionally you need to worry about being attacked, but here it's silent. Silence is the word, which means something human on a very basic level wants to fill the void. Is there anything that you're saying to each other?
Not in particular. I think Red is more determined than ever to get back to Silver Ridge, so she's just like, yeah.
Well, the good news to that is that you're making good ground. Underground has one advantage, and that is that you're not going to be delayed by those pesky law enforcement officers. The
Thank
other
you.
is that there's something that you have overcompensated for. And at first you start kind of walking around like, you know, you've only just started in a mech for the first time, and that is there's no mud under it. It's solid rock.
Oh.
Yeah, this is solid rock. Every step propels you forward much further than you're accustomed to. You can't
With that in
remember.
mind, I like to imagine Iona is already at Silver Ridge thanks to those fucking bulwark mods.
Iona is trudging along. You can see that they are working on a few things, and every now and again, Iona starts taking samples off the wall, if any of you ask for any reason why they're doing it, they say, "Oh, just one of the accusations that the Crucible gave was that we were putting toxic elements into circulation. Most of the stuff that we've put into circulation has been from the planet itself. I've taken a few samples along the way. I've got some oil from before. I'm just wondering if any of this might be local."
Well, I mean, nothing else to do. Does anyone want to listen to some music or something?
Oh, I mean, sure. That sounds like a really smart idea.
Or
I've got some stuff I think you'd like, Judge.
Oh, what kind of stuff?
Let's see. How's this sound?
You heard that one before somewhere. I like it.
Oh, yeah, I am
I
now
haven't.
on speakers, echoing through this place, playing
And
some
echoing
cowboys.
it is. You're filling this. You're filling this place with music, knowing full well that there is no better soundproofing. I mean, not strictly true if I'm going to get all physicist about it, because it's the best place to reflect sound over large distances. But let's not go with that right now.
No.
You know, this is the first time you've had that is considered to be almost private. I'm going to ask, what are your priorities? Red said that they are. Red said that she is going to be pressing on as much as possible. Iona is taking samples, and you can see there's a lot. The gears are turning in the back of the neck. Goggles, you are You put on some music.
I'm on morale duty.
Morale duty. Okay, that works. That actually does work. I mean, you guys have had 2 encounters already. No chance to rest. No chance to repair. This is pure war attrition. And you're having to keep morale up. And this kind of natural behavior, this kind of road trip behavior, starts to bring the mentality back down. They're still combat ready, but they stop getting this fatigue, what's known as focus fatigue. And Judge, anything in particular for yourself?
I'm keeping watch, making sure no one's gonna come on near us.
Okay. Do me a favor and just give me like a systems roll, please.
Alright.
D20 plus grit plus systems.
Yeah, I gotta
Yep.
find out what my systems is again. Boop. Systems. Oh, it's 0. Great.
Oh, cool.
I fucked that.
Oh.
I typed it wrong. Hang on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It was
11,
he typed
it's 11.
1s20 plus 1.
Yeah. I've invented a new
11.
size.
Size.
It's a size.
So, with an 11, you do get a sudden crackle, but on your sensors, and you're like, what? You start checking the sensors, and you're like, radio signal, there's nothing radioactive down here, and you realize it's not actually coming from that part of your sensors, it's actually coming from the comms array. You didn't expect anything to come from that. You check the underlying signal, and sure enough, it's not got a union relay system. But somehow, one of the communication broadcasts is getting to you even down here. And you check it out, and you overhear a conversation. Willowjack, you put another one of these struts up wrong again. I'm gonna have your frickin' hide. I'm gonna tear the legs off your fucking mech. Sorry, boss. Sorry. It's this damn carving that they used here. I think they used some sort of large vehicle to carve some of this out. It's putting grooves in the rock above. You think you've put the damn strut in and screwed it tight, and then suddenly it pops into one of the ridges. It's loose again and almost falls over. Yeah, well, excuses. Yeah, excuses aren't going to bring us back from the dead. Look, I've been told there's a decent seam down here, so there's some leftovers. We get hold of that, it's quids in. Yeah. We'll be able to write our own meal ticket. We can fill up the mechs, get back, no problem at all. I've even got a couple of carts, yeah? Let's just get this sorted. Yeah, well, assuming that they're not going to be getting us to turf it all over. You know what the Crucible have been saying about, what they've been sending over. What if they're going to talk about this stuff as well? The boss, speaking to someone, Willowjack, quite obviously a call sign, says... No, they're talking about things that come directly from them, things that come from the ship and the imported things that they do. This is from the ground. I mean, the Crucible are all about, getting under the earth and, all the rest of it. This is like their holy place. But, yeah, they've been less reasonable recently. So let's just keep it on the down low, sell it, and get paid, yeah? This will keep our family in food for months, if we find it. Huh. Weird. Yeah, weird's a way to call it, boss. I mean, come on. Do you believe this shit? No, now it's just you, me, and the rock face. Do you believe that shit up there? I mean, sure, the Union guys are a weird lot. And those Iron Wall assholes are, just a bunch of yahoos in mechs showing off that they've got better tech than us. But, I don't know, the traders have been all right, man. I mean, I got some stuff from my kid. She's always had been, bad with her breathing things. Now she just puffs this spray into her when she breathes in twice a day, and she can, work like everybody else. She's managed to get her job back in the laundry. I don't know. I know they have gone weirder recently. I mean, they used to be all right. They used to be chilled out. I mean, I've heard that there's a couple of settlements that just start to think that they won't take their shit either, but they're not wanting to say it too loud because, have you seen the size of the Crucible recently? It used to be like a couple of people turning up in like a hovercraft with a bunch of food and beer and all the rest of it. I mean, You know, they were fun hippies, and now they've turned into, I don't know, something weird. Yeah. Yeah, boss. Good thing we're on the ground, right? Wouldn't want anybody to hear this. Last thing I want is one of those guys asking awkward questions. The boss kind of hesitates and goes, well, if you ever end up in trouble, right, go to Lucinda Moores. Yeah? Mooresville? You know, she's got that collapsed macro builder that they had from before times. Oh yeah, I know that one. Yeah, that's a good town to be in. I mean, the whole thing's covered. I mean, that was a ship, right? That's the ship that the Ridgers are saying that was one of the ones that brought us here. Yeah. Not that you'd recognize it anymore. I mean, they worked on that thing for hundreds of years. Now it's just a big metal brick on the landscape. But one of the more defensible ones, and well, emboldened by that, Lucinda is being a little more bolshy with the Crucible, telling them to, well, know their fucking place. I gotta admit, I like her. I dated her when I was younger. Did you know that? No, Lucinda. What? How the hell do you freeze that? She's a cold, stone cold. You call her one more thing, and I swear this is gonna go badly for you. Okay, boss. Okay. Hey, there's something shining up ahead. Hey, do you think we found it? And it starts to crackle. They're going out of range.
All right. Hey y'all. We when we get out of here, we might want to talk to someone named Lucinda. Seems like they might be in our favor. We got a nice old dinner if we need one.
Or at least, if not in our favour, the enemy of our enemy and all that.
No, that's what I meant, but you know, I'm saying so.
Aye. That's
I
not a
agree.
bad shout.
But also, there's some other folk down here, so we might be ready for that.
Okay, right. Are they?
Hostile?
They don't seem antagonistic, but they don't seem very sympathetic either.
Noted.
Well, I was gonna say we might be able to sneak past, but I don't actually know how complicated these are. I'm not sure I want to go off the main path.
Infiltration doesn't seem to be one of our options.
Hey, I can do it. It's all you that can't.
So have you? Which of you is the brain box out of the three of you? Would you think?
Probably Goggles, right?
Probably Goggles,
Probably
yeah.
Goggles, yeah.
I wasn't going to say it, but I will accept it.
I mean, if you say so.
Okay, Goggles, give me a roll that is to be observant or to read a situation or
Yep.
or to pick out details.
You know, I should get my character sheet up. That'll be useful. Yeah, spot, definitely.
Okay.
That is a 16.
Hey.
Okay. You pull up the mining map. You've each got it, and for you, it's not that you have a map. Is that you pull like a tablet, which is just a screen, a detachable screen in the mech.
Opens up a new tab.
You call it up and you're like, okay, we're fairly safe. Two things that you noticed as a result of that. First of all, at no point in that conversation do they go, "Hey, can you hear music?"
Wizardry?
The other one is that the crackling was that they were going out of range. You take a look at the map, and there were indeed various exploration tunnels that don't even link up with this one. And it's quite clear they're in one of those. Maybe they found a seam that wasn't worth Union's time, it's too small, but would still be a fortune to two people in a mech. And
Makes sense.
you don't think you'll be crossing their path.
Independent actors, perhaps.
Sounded like it seemed like they were here for their own monetary gain.
If they're just prospectors, I don't see why we should engage.
Absolutely. I'll keep a scan up for the radio transmissions, and I think I might keep the music off, no offence. I could probably pipe it to your headphones if you wanted, but
Behind the
So,
screen, they weren't prospectors until I realized I had a cowboy on the team, and then they became prospectors. So, you carry on. Getting into now what is just the rhythm of metal feet on stone. Iona goes, I need help with this. And you can see that they send you all a series of data. The data is of some of the rock. Obviously, the mining's not perfect. There's little chips of rhydonium all over the place. This is a rhydonium seam. And by the way, I came up with rhydonium just dry, and then someone went, rhydonium. Is that the element that makes Rhydon in Pokemon do a Mega Evolution? I was like, I hate you. I hate you.
I hate.
There was thinking, oh, I've managed to successfully, fudge a reasonable sounding chemical, and now it's something that makes a rhino turn into a bigger rhino.
there is nothing original under the sun.
No,
That's
this is
true.
So yeah, that's why I don't beat myself up too much. You guys can see that there's some of this rock. Iona's holding it up in front of a very small prospecting array, I guess. You guys were on a mineral mission when you got called up, so you've still got a few bits of kit that aren't on your character sheet. They'll just be strapped to your mech, you know, for that job. But it's clear that you guys are just supposed to scan everything and then send the data back to the experts. You're still moving, by the way, as you're having this chat, because you can do that. You can just set the mechs to walk along the route. In their mech, they've disengaged the arms. And you can see that they're kind of typing, pull down a keyboard. The typing has become like a bit of an office. And there's some strange readings coming off this. Now, you guys did well in session 0. You managed to use a little bit of RP science to allow you to find some hormones in a spray. Wonder if you can take a look at this. You can see that there's a series of chromatograms in front of you. They're showing mixed contents of the metal, which doesn't show a huge amount. It's mostly the residuals that's within the metal. The metal itself doesn't make much of a chromatograph. You'd need atomic absorption, something for that. The oil, on the other hand, it is a cacophony of various volatile organic compounds. Would any of you like to bring anything to this investigation? Any of your triggers or things you would like to try?
Red was the one who did it before, so I think she'd be the best to.
I mean, the thing is, Red is more. I don't have any triggers that can help you. Read a situation, maybe?
Yeah, if you want to try that. Yeah.
Alright, sure.
Remember, different triggers will give you different things.
Can
It's
I-
not that-
Argue for an accuracy because Red has done something similar before.
Yeah, go on. Actually, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, from session 0, I'll
Ooh,
let you roll that on.
You.
Yeah. Get yourself
that
an
kind of
accuracy.
game.
you.
Okay.
Thank you, Simon, and thank you, Ed. Alright, oh wow, okay, so that's. Alright, 18 plus. I think that's a crit. Yeah, it's 17 on the die, plus 1 on the d6, plus 2 from the trigger, plus grit.
That's a crit.
Yeah.
You start pouring through it, and you do notice a few things. So, first of all, there's a few element markers that start to confuse you. Largely because they're both in this metal sample and this oil sample, so unless they've somehow mashed together and contaminated each other, they shouldn't have certain things in common. Although this mineral oil is everywhere on the planet. The other thing is that you call up the data, because it looks so familiar, you call up the data of the pheromone that you analyzed in session 0, and it's there as well. You can see that there's different intensities of it. So in the oil, it's barely present. In the metal, it seems to have collected in the ore, because this isn't metal, obviously, this is a chunk of ore. It seems to have settled in there. Again, it's not particularly high value. It's incredibly high value in the spray that you found in session 1. It isn't the pheromone, and at that point, you get an idea because you critted, and you go, hang on a sec, and you go into your local backup drives, your raids, and you start to look up the energy drink that Hermit analyzed. As you look it up, you bring up the chromatograms, you start bringing them on top of each other, and these overlays, it comes together, and it starts to match up until all of the peaks match up for this one thing. You take everything else out. Minority Report style. You don't know much about chemistry, but this user interface is so intuitive and is backed up by a near AI system that you can just go, no, I'm not interested in that. I want you to get this lot out, and it does it for you. Effectively, you've got an onboard NHP chemist, and it just leaves this one signature, and it's incredibly strong in this. In this energy drink, more so than in anything else.
Say, do any of you people remember the ants?
The things we shot that were ants. Yeah, I remember those. What about
Big
'em?
ants.
Yeah.
Big
Remember
ants
what we
chew your
found-
legs off size.
Remember what we found on the pheromones, right? We found that someone might have, kindly suggested them to attack that particular dig site. Something we
Yeah.
sent to Dizzy.
Aye.
Well, apparently, whatever was in that spray is present in the oil, in the ore, and in a certain energy drink.
Oh.
I'm gonna send them the data
Ooh.
that I found.
Well, that's a hell of a coincidence. Are we sure it's not just a background planetary thing? Is it put here or is it from here?
We can look into that in a sec. Goggles, you can see that the things that Red's just sent you in the oil, it's 0.1 parts per trillion. In the metal, it's 1.2 parts per trillion. In the pheromones, it's 3 parts per million. And in the energy drink, it's 0.01%.
Oh!
Yeah.
Right. Do we even know what this is yet? It's just a common thing?
I was hoping you will be able to tell me, or know someone who will be able to tell me, because sadly, chemistry's not my expertise.
Well, it's not, neither is it mine, but I mean, I don't know. I might have downloaded something, who knows?
Possible.
Well, whatever it is, there is something intrinsic into this planet that is driving people here mad, for lack of a better word. And it's not union related at all.
Did we ever meet any of those ants that weren't quite so aggressive?
No, yeah.
Simon, I think that's a question for Simon. Maybe.
You have seen those ants at a distance.
Hmm.
Typically, when they see a giant metal man walking up to them, they book the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
These are the only ones that's ever attacked you. You know that they've always been dangerous. They've got the same hard, mineral-imbued shells of much of the life on this planet. Even the skeletons of the of life on this planet tend to be reinforced by this heavy mineral, which isn't the signal that you're getting at the moment. There's a whole collection of minerals that have already been profiled. You've already had tireless lectures as to why they're important, and between all of you, no matter how many times you fell asleep, you guys know about those minerals. This isn't that mineral. This is a completely different substance. It seems to be an active, large organic molecule, as opposed to the minerals. And so, yeah, you know that these ants are dangerous, and yet mostly they'll just skitter away because there's no reason to attack you. Also, you
So-
haven't gone anywhere near a nest to give them a reason to attack.
Tell me if I'm paranoid, but it feels like the planet's trying to get people to kill us.
Or someone's manipulating the chemical to do the same thing.
Aye, but that's less dramatic.
I mean, I've never been attacked by a
agree.
planet before, huh?
I agree. I don't know if I'm willing to buy into the idea of a living planet trying to kill us. However, the fact that we're finding this out and then suddenly finding out that the Crucible is fielding Horus tech makes me really suspicious.
Aye, it is a bit odd, that one. Well, let's see if we can get this back to a proper lab rather than the little piddly things we've got. I might have something in my backup. I'm going to go searching through my own backup to see if there's anything like chemically similar that I've ever come across.
Okay. I am going to give you a difficulty on this.
Ooh.
But I will allow you, because you did say that at the beginning of the adventure that you downloaded all kinds of random tat into your ridiculous hard drive. So I will give you what is going to be for Goggles information bingo. Let's see how well she does.
Okay.
This is the digital equivalent of like, I think I had a book on that somewhere.
Yes. Do I get my investigate trigger on this?
Yes, you do.
Lovely.
Yeah.
In that case, 18.
18.
Rolled a 1 on the difficulty.
Okay, so
Nice.
yes, the difficulty is that you're there like, what have I got here? And so you start bringing up all sorts of weird and wonderful bits. You start to Google search what is effectively a mini OmniNet inside your computer.
Local copy of
you-
Wikipedia.
You do get a load of really crappy random tat from what is effectively the Holland and Barrett of space. Yeah.
Yeah.
So herbalism, homeopathy. Don't get me started on homeopathy. But,
Reasonable.
yeah,
Next
all of
character.
that stuff. But also there's various articles on street drugs. Big problem throughout. Unity has a certain middle ground that they go with, and that is that if a drug is proven to not have any long-lasting or chronic health issues, then they're normally okay with it. There are certain neo-shamanistic religions and things like that that will try to adapt them, especially people who tend to go towards Horus anyway. But yeah, if it's anything that is a certain amount of danger, what they do have is a level of informed consent. So you have to be a particular age of consent before you can even go towards the more harmful drugs. And also you have to go through a legal procedure by which you have to prove that you're aware of the hazard that you're putting yourself into. A thing that has managed to survive throughout history, and that is volenti non fitintura. Still something that's used in the courts today, and that is that you accept the risk inherent in the task you're undertaking.
Considering that like entities like the Karakin Baronies, SSC, Harrison Armory exist, I'm not surprised that that's still a thing.
Yeah, Union. There are people in Union who would like to knuckle down on it. The one thing they were able to do is go with drug control rather than completely eliminating drugs. So there's that. There are certain residential areas where the drug cannot go in there at all, and is actually a crime to take the drug in there. You have to go to a place where it's considered to be controlled. In fact, it is a controlled drug. So they've kind of like, yeah, we'll give you the freedom to take whatever the fuck you want as long as you follow these rules. And everyone's like, but and it's like, no, we've already put our hand across the fucking table. Now it's your turn to put it across the table. And that's as far as Union's been able to go with working on this particular part of Utopia at this time. But it seems to have worked. It seems to have worked. You can't get into these places unless you're of a certain age, and you can't get into these places unless you have a membership, and you can't get a membership unless you've done the exam. So, sucks to be you, I guess, if you don't want to do it. Yeah, and it seems to be that control has been more of a deterrent than anything else, because it's not that you're taking it off the streets and people are rebelling against it. You're just regulating it to the point where you know where to get the safe stuff, and if you're dealing in the dangerous stuff, well, you deserve everything that you're getting. So you find a few articles. Now at this point you see that there's a few things that just seems to be doing the same thing, as that, you know, it has a psychotropic effect. It makes people more susceptible to violence, or more susceptible to trusting people, or more susceptible to telling the truth, for example. Not that there's any such thing as a truth serum. But when it comes down to it, there's a lot of these different things. And you think, well, hey, sure, if I was a chemist, I might be able to compare this chemical signature with some of the ones I have here. And there are other wibbly lines that are in these articles. You have a feeling that you found an answer. You just don't understand it.
Right.
In order to understand the asset that you've got, please write down that you have an asset of psychotropic drug research.
Asset? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
You just need somebody who can put the two together.
I did tell you I was a computer person, not a chemistry person, right?
That's true.
These do look the same, don't they? Send them.
Yeah.
Like the shapes are about right, yeah.
You know what? I'm going to go for collecting successes. I want you guys to either give me a spot, an investigate, or a read situation roll.
Read
If you have
situation, thank God.
anything scientific at all, you can use that. Medical in particular. Tell me what you've rolled, and we will. I will go with successes. Above 10 is 1 success. Above 2 gives you 2 points towards this. You get enough points, I'll let you start to gain what is basically a bucket chemistry theory.
9.
Nothing from you.
17 on a. I already decided. Read situation.
Read a situation. Okay, so that's a 1. I'm going to roll for your
Iona.
absentee member. 20 on the dice.
Yeah,
Iona,
let's go.
Iona has
The
been.
best.
Hell yeah.
They're the best. Sorry.
Iona has been plugging away at this for hours. They were ready. Goggles, what did you get?
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise I was.
Yeah, the first roll was to was to find the asset. You're now processing the asset.
Hey, I'm the only
19.
failure.
A 19. Oof.
Yay.
And
That's right.
Judge, what did you get?
17.
17. Okay, between the 4 of you, a theory starts to pop out of what is a bunch of people who aren't chemists talking about chemistry,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I'm
Mostly
talking about
you're-
it in like computer terms.
Yeah,
Hey,
mostly
hey-
you're talking about correlation between data patterns and these wiggly graphs. You're kind of comparing them on top of each other and going, do these two look the same? I think these two look the same. Do you think those two look the same?
Hey, Simon, even if you grab a shotgun and put it close to a target and you shoot, at least one of those pellets is going to hit the center mark.
Yeah.
We found the million
This
monkey
is
on stage
shotgun
there.
chemistry. I like the phrase shotgun chemistry. So you kind of come to a consensus after hours of trudging through this cave of going, hey, I think it's like these drugs here, and it's a set of drugs that has been banned because largely they are they
Red
have been-
probably talks about some really high end, right? Really high end, like I'm talking like the Lancer equivalent of opium or something along those lines. You know, like
Oh, worse, far worse.
yeah, like you know,
So,
but you know
yeah.
the type of thing that
Super
you will
opium.
only indulge in if you were like shitting money, that sort
Yeah.
of thing.
Oh yeah. Oh god. Yeah. Yeah. So this to synthesize this is insane, right?
Space Cave idea.
The RSA, that's retrosynthetic analysis on this, would have to break it up into a series of chemical puzzle pieces that if you were to put certain puzzle pieces together, the two puzzle pieces would lock together and change shape. Welcome to being a chemist. That's my life. So it's like, oh, I can take it apart. Oh, what just happened to those two pieces? Oh, fuck. Well, I'm never going to find that out again. So it is a difficult concept. It seems to be in a group of chemicals that have been banned for synthesis because, as far as you're aware, the only way to get hold of these type of drugs is to make them synthetically. They do not occur naturally in nature. And that's, well, put it this way, the people who made the first were Harrison Armory. Harrison Armory were looking for a drug that would make the perfect super soldier. Not in body, they've already solved that. Steroid technology has gone to a ridiculous length. Cybernetic technology has gone to a ridiculous length. The physical no longer matters to Harrison Armory. They make the biggest, the best, and the blastiest. Now they're looking to go into the one part of war that Harrison Armory has never really had down to a T, other than the kind of conservative brainwashing that they normally use. This is about making the super soldier in here. And the drug that you're looking at is an expose on Harrison Armory. It's a Union, it's a Union medical, kind of like the Lancet. Yeah, so the medical journal that gets given to all the doctors in the States. I think it's over here as well. And it's to tell them to keep an eye out for this fucking drug. Because if so, then, you know, they're going to choke off the supply line so it doesn't happen again. This gets rid of all fear, all doubt, and makes the perfect super soldier. They get given their orders. They have no emotive responses, is the exact words in the article. And without their emotive responses, they concentrate coldly and logically to that end. Not only that, but they say that this drug also performs a form of extra efficiency in the link between man and machine. That any form of cybernetic link between a weapons platform, a ship, a pilot with a cockpit, if they've got a cybernetic implant that's allowing them to pilot it, or indeed a mech, because they are less emotive and more logical, it means that they basically get a bandwidth boost between them and their mech, making man and machine one.
Ooh, no.
As far as is practicable.
Needless
to say, Harrison Armory have wanted to employ this with vigor, but Union has actually made certain inroads in, first of all, banning it, getting Harrison Armory to, mumble under their breath and put their fingers behind their back as they say that they will not make it anymore, and then Union crack squads going in and destroying the facilities where Harrison Armory have clearly not lived up to that promise. The trade baronies themselves have found themselves invaded by teams, Union insurgent teams, to take out similar facilities where Harrison Armory have tried to hide behind the trade baronies. It's a nasty fucking drug, and this planet seems to sweat it.
Well, that's disappointing.
I knew that.
An actual conspiracy as opposed to a murderous planet. That's no fun.
I knew
planet.
that guy's familiar.
I would like to point out this is a theory that you guys have come up with. I'm not going to tell you how accurate it is.
Oh, no, of course not.
You've done, as we've said, shotgun chemistry. I'm not going to tell you which parts of this that you've jumped to conclusions to.
Are true. That's fine, but still, like, even when you have no ideas, even a bad idea becomes a life raft. So
it's like I might be holding onto a crocodile, but it floats.
So, yeah, Red seems more distraught now. Like, it's like they're like, fuck.
You're right
well,
there.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like you are.
I don't agree.
You're not a
with
very
that
good liar.
assessment. No, you're not.
It's reasonable. Let's just say that this concoction sounds familiar, and I'll leave it at that.
Well, I am not one to pry into people's pasts. Unless
And
they
you'd
offer it
rather
up
not.
themselves, of course.
And you rather not.
Rodrigo, I want you to do a background roll. I'll tell you the roll. It's D20 plus D6 plus grit plus single trigger.
All right, so that's
And this is
going.
because of the background that you wrote. It doesn't officially have a trigger.
So that's going to be okay. So let's see. That's gonna be okay. So that's 9 on the die, 2 on the d6. So that's 11 plus grit 12 plus a single trigger. So that's 2. So that's 13.
13. You access the small wireless network between you all, and you access Gladys's small OmniNet. And you put in a single search trigger, and it comes back. I am referencing here William Gibson, one of the cyberpunk giants of the day.
Sprawl.
And one of the more disturbing parts of the Neuromancer and other kind of books, dated as it was, there are certain drugs where you just want oblivion. That you have no memories, zero memories of something that you've done. You're perfectly lucid during that time, but you know when the drug wears off, it basically unwrites the memories since you took it, or since was under the influence of it. You know that in the trade baronies, where your background comes from, some of the barony high houses would take this drug so that they can go off and do some of the more questionable and deplorable benders and acts that they would do on those benders, so that they could wake up the next morning completely innocent. No memory whatsoever of what they may have done. Normally they would chase it with other things like, dropping acid, PCP, cocaine, whatever. And just wake up the next morning not remembering the night before. Complete deniability. Even to a polygraph or the modern equivalent there. You call it up, it has elements. As you put them over on top of each other, there's elements of that as well.
Horus Tech, possible Harrison Armory, influence, and possible connections to the baronies.
Ooh, can we find some organised crime to stick in the pot as well? That'd be fun.
What the fuck is Cabados 3?
That is a very good question, but I'm not sure anything we can answer while we're in here. We should keep going.
I agree.
I'm going to be monitoring the what's the word? Concentration of this chemical in like the thing. See if it's getting stronger, or if there's like a source. Maybe they're hiding it in here and it's been leaking or something.
It's fairly uniform. I
Okay.
will give you some things because, when I wrote this campaign, part of it was like, oh, look, I've got to go into the geology and the meteorology of this planet. Great. So it's higher in the rock than it is in, for example, you get like a small spring. Yeah. When you check it, it's not bubbling up from under the ground. It's actually just leaking down from above. It's just some sort of underground brook that's found its way into here. And you go up to it, collect some of the water, run the scan on it. As the scan, it barely registers. Only that you're looking for it, that you go, it's probably that signal there. It's so weak. Yeah. And you're probably talking, very, very way lower than PPT. That's parts per trillion, by the way. So the water doesn't seem to have it. You test some of the mud. Again, probably like a mud flow that's coming in from the recent excavation of this area. You test the mud, it's higher, because obviously it's got a lot of solid in it. And it may have collected there. It's around about the same as the rock. The rock is slightly higher. You from these three things alone, and I'm not going to get you to roll. You know, you've got a tactic that you're employing here. It seems to be that the reason why it's slightly higher in the rock is catching it. Yeah, it's filtering it out.
Right, yeah.
And sure enough, as you get to a break in the scene, you find some natural underground caverns. This seems to be a cavern complex. Natural, it was here before the mining, and I will say, for the sake of convenient narrative, there is an underground lake. It's beautiful. It's got a strange, what are they called? Sastrugi. I love that phrase. Normally you'd find sastrugi on Arctic worlds. They are formations of ice that are kind of swirled and things, very kind of frozen, beautiful. These are sastrugi made out of salts, and you can get that as well. There's certain places here on Earth, on Cradle, where a mixture of sulfur, microorganisms, and high salt content will suddenly flash these beautiful, almost fake coral, organic swirls made out of these minerals. And stuff like this makes me still wonder that the Earth, at least, is a beautiful place, even if it's spoiled by humans. And so, you see these beautiful sastrugi, these underwater sastrugi, and you test the water. It's incredibly high. I would never suggest drinking this. It's incredibly high in minerals, but contains almost none of the chemical you're looking for. Only a hint that there may be just the very smallest amount in there, which supports your theory that, hey, drink the mineral water. It's once you get the minerals out of it, because literally this mineral water has too much mineral. Once you get the minerals out of it, it's probably the cleanest water you're going to find. You do know that the Silver Ridge have air condensers, have dehumidifiers. So they literally just rip the moisture out of the air to get their water. They found historically it's the most reliable way of not getting any viruses. So yeah, you know that the rock is kind of collecting it like a giant filtration system.
I want to say, Red, especially after reading that chemistry report, essentially, she is now, when you're traveling by plane and the plane has a thing of the screens on the back of the chairs have a thing where you see where you're currently at and how long until you get there.
Yep.
I imagine Red is staring holes into the fucking map, she
tapping it. Is this broken? Yeah. I'm sure we haven't moved. I'm pretty sure we haven't moved.
I'm pretty sure I went backwards just now. What's going on?
Yeah.
This is supposed to be a GPS system. How come we're rubber banding?
It's floating point errors. Our mechs measure in feet and inches, but my map's in meters, so it has to do the conversion, and over this kind of distance,
Lovely.
Fucking
lovely. You can tell that, especially after the most recent Revelations, Red is very high strung.
Yeah. Okay. It is a slight change of pace, though. These beautiful natural caves, and sure enough, the section that you're walking through has this lovely view. You've got stalactites coming down out of the top, and you've been in some underground systems before, both on planets that don't have an atmosphere, so it's like going into craters on the moon, to weird and wonderful planets where you've trained on a different whole variety of things. In fact, one of your boot camp exercises to join the Iron Wall meant that you had to go on a series of different planets to show how well you survived on those. These stalactites are much more impressive than the stalagmites that you see. The stalagmites seem to have a ruddy grey to them, whereas the stalactites strangely have that same oily sheen, that rainbow, that iridescent rainbow that you would get on a pool of oil and water, oil anywhere, frankly. And that, as a result, it's this beautiful kind of almost holographic effect on the stalactites as your lights hit. I would like at this point a check, and I'm only going to let 2 of you roll, which sounded more threatening when there were 4 of you. Even though you have a map, these more organic systems that you're walking through at the moment are more prone to change or misinterpretation. Even though they would have sent the drones out, the drones that would have sent like kind of grid patterns out to profile the contours of the walls, you start to get a little confused. So I would like anything to do with navigation, please.
Does anyone have
I'll
a survival?
I don't. I'll pass on the roll.
No, you haven't got any roughnecks here? Okay.
Guess spot might work.
Spot at a pinch, yeah.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
will tell you what the penalty to this is.
Uh-oh.
You fuck this up, you get delayed. And
Ah!
speed is of the essence in this mission.
Spotter investigator, are the only 2 I can really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a moment.
I will tell you, behind the screen, you fuck this up, I add an enemy to an encounter.
Oh.
Good to know.
Ow.
I only have the only 2 I think will work here are either stay cool or read a situation. And I don't think, and I think
Neither of
it's
those
very
would be
broad.
applicable.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Go on, give me triggers. What have you guys got? Read the situation and spot at the moment seem to be tentative. Spotted probably better than read a situation.
Okay.
Yeah, investigation for map, but spot's probably more applicable.
Okay. Give me a spot and an investigation then. I would say the investigation is if all of a sudden you think that you're off the road, the investigation roll would probably put you back on and mitigate it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will spot them.
What we got?
Oh, that's a 9.
That's a 9. No.
Ah!
The 21 on the
great.
investigation?
Oh!
God damn you.
Save.
Yes.
I
Thank
was
you,
work-
Ed.
I was
I love
working on
you.
the same principle. I was like, okay, only 2 people roll. I want 2 successes. That means if one person fucks up and the other person gets a crit, the 20, as I said with the group thing before, it plus 10 is a pass. A crit in this case just gives you 2 passes. So Judge,
We've been
knowing
playing
exactly
Self-Remote
where
too
he's
much.
going, starts to go down a particular way, and only stops when Gladys goes, no, hang on, and points out on the map where he's fucking up. You back up. Thankfully, you only waste like half an hour, and you barrel down there. You have a feeling that if you got lost in that cave system, you would have added a day to your travel.
Oh
Sorry,
God.
yeah. When I said 3rd left, I was counting that little crawl space as a left there. So actually, yeah.
Oh, no, that's my mistake. Thank you for rectifying that.
No, I'll be honest. I have no fucking idea what this map is doing. Whoever wrote it was either drunk or stupid.
Oh, maybe they were
I think
both.
there's-
I've been
just
following
wanna
the
count
chat,
both.
but Hermit going fly out of sight and probe the Rainas. I don't know what that's referring to, and I'm going to enjoy reading some of this back.
I don't
Um,
want to know, honestly.
Yeah, probably for the best.
So, as I say, I'm following most of it. So yeah, congratulations. That, by the way, is the equivalent of the D&D trap in mech terms. So yeah, you carry on, and you are enjoying the slight change of scenery. You can see in certain places where tracks have gone through here. And this would have been probably searching for the rest of the scene. They would have sent in tracked vehicles, again, MHP powered, just to scout everything out, take samples, whatever. You do occasionally see abandoned way stations where pilots would have been there in the remote rigs, or it would have been retreat points or fire points, or places where they had oxygen scrubbers. Things along those lines. For the most part, unless there's anything you can think of that you would like to harvest from any of these, not that interesting. Is the type of abandoned tech that you would expect. For the most part, they've not abandoned anything complex. Simple metal that can just return back through corrosion and what's it called, oxidation, back into the rock eventually. You can see that they've harvested the greater items, the more complex items, the things that wouldn't break down as easily as just a bit of metal.
Yeah, if there's any kind of computerized things left, I'm gonna try and like glean any codes or anything. If there's like a handshake code or something.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a computers roll.
Hack or fix?
Yeah, hackfix.
Lovely.
Hackfix is the
An 8.
An 8. Yeah, I mean, they are way screwed. I mean, it wouldn't just be trying to do a handshake code. It would have to be rebuilding and and fixing the hard drive that you're trying to handshake with. So it would have been a bit challenging, unfortunately.
This planet is sapping my hacking abilities, I swear.
You round off into an area where there is once again a beautiful lipid pool. The salts in this, they don't have that, again, Sastrugi kind of shape. It seems to be lower in mineral content, probably almost drinkable, this one. It only has a slight dusting of white salt, like the salt flats in America, Utah salt flats. Just this dusting on the bottom of the water. Water is perfectly clear, and as you hit it with the light, it even has this beautiful, almost aquamarine look to it. It's a beautiful scene. You can see in some places where the eddies of the water go around corners, the white salt gets kicked up, and there's these white hazes. But other than that, it's looking pretty good. And these beautiful mushrooms, large plate mushrooms, are sticking out of the ground. There's a hint of moss on the walls, even the odd flying insect going past your lights. And it's at that point that something explodes from a nearby wall, pushes Iona's mech off its feet, and into an area. I just realised I took them off the map, but I will bring them back. But they will be out of commission because narratively, I did this so that we don't have to pilot them. Oh, I'm an idiot. I've just got out of the game. That's cool.
Oh, rip.
So I'm going to drop. No. Okay. Let's do that again, because again, I'm an idiot and I came out of the game. I'm going to drop Iona's mech down a gully.
Oh dear.
Oh boy.
Oh
I'm
dear.
going to put the X on that mech to show you that
Out of
you
commission?
can see that the mech is wedged between two rocks.
Oh, jeez.
It's going to take a little bit of work to get Iona out. At this point, let's go over to Roll20 and show you your predicament.
Yeah.
Oh, I see a bridge.
I do
Oh,
see
no.
a bridge.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah, you can see that Iona is in a bit of a weird quagmire when it comes to rock. The rock is pressing on them. You can try and climb down there, but there's barely any space for you to do that. In fact, the easiest way you can see would either be to wade into the water from this point here. Which point, let's do some drawing. Not draw shape, freehand. Either you go into the water from here, wade around here, and help them, or you go all the way around into this bit here and come across the water here and do the same thing.
Okay, but like, what's burst out the thing?
Yeah, that's. I was about to ask.
I was gonna get to that. It was a large creature with slick fur attached to it, around about the size of a very large horse. And literally, by the time you managed to pull your lights around, there was this big splash in the water. I would like a spot, but with this, there are 2 difficulties attached to this. So
Oof.
minus 2d6k1. Obviously, you can erode those away if you have any accuracies or any bits of kit or anything like that that you would like to use.
Well, I've got my tactical software. If you will allow a.
I'll allow that as an asset. I'll allow that.
So we're down to 1 difficulty. Everyone all right for me to do that roll?
Yeah, go for it.
No, a 1.
Yeah, you swing around and all you can see is a splash. And as I say, that dusting of white mineral on the bottom of the water has been kicked up. The silt has been kicked up as a natural form of camouflage in the water.
Oh shit! What the fuck was that?
Clever.
Did anyone catch a picture of that?
No.
I was too busy looking at Iona.
Iona, yeah, Iona, are you okay?
What the hell? What the? Ah! And you can see smashing the rock with an elbow, trying to lever themselves out with a war pipe that's way too long for the job. Some rock outcropping has managed to wedge itself under one of the back systems, like the kind of back-mounted systems on Avalon. Iona's not getting out anytime soon. In fact, you're pretty sure it'll take 2 of you to lift and twist Avalon around.
Get your shield system up. We'll be down there as soon as we know it's safe.
And you can see that the head on Avalon pivots up, and they're kind of being like a stabby turret, whilst Turtle upside down on this rock. So, what do you guys want to do? I'm going to go on turn order, so you know your speed. Just tell me what you're going to do, and at the end of each of your moves, I would like you to stop as I make other things happen behind the scenes.
Okay.
I'm not good at stabbing things unless I know what I'm stabbing at, so...
I'm gonna walk up to the edge, there-ish, and try and do a scan in the water, like a search quick action.
Okay. What is your sensor range?
Center range of 10,
Okay.
I believe. Let me just... Yeah, 10.
Hide from others, I think is the phrase. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Give me that sensor roll.
Yeah, systems, right? Which
I
is
guess it would be systems, yeah.
just a 1. And can I argue for an extra accuracy for my software, or did that 1 completely negate it?
No, I'd say this is in the same vein. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, you gave yourself a background for a reason. Go on.
7.
Ooh.
Wow.
Sorry. That's one of the reasons why I like giving out accuracies when people go, oh, this is relevant, right? It's like, yeah, it doesn't always help.
Yeah, so my computers are still running analysis, like trying to match these things up perfectly.
Yeah.
So it can't, like, it
Too
just
much runtime, and
freezes up at the worst time.
there are still clear areas of water where you know there aren't potential problems, but so much of it now is kicked up. In fact, a lot of the silt that was kicked up from the first attack has made most of the water at least semi-translucent, if not worse.
I can't see anything in there.
Oh, that's lovely.
I'm
That's
gonna
really good.
take the Veil rifle out, take 1 step over, and just shoot it down at Iona to give soft cover.
Pew! And yeah, Iona has soft cover.
And that's me done.
obviously, Iona has plot armor, but
Obviously.
I still like
Of
the
course,
flavor.
but
The best kind.
Yeah,
Best kind of
I have
armor,
a habit
yeah.
of not killing players if they're not present to defend themselves. You know, call me a soft GM. But
Remember this.
okay,
And
so
we love you for it.
Judge and Red, what are you doing?
You got any ideas? Because I'm just gonna go around and try and get her out. And try and get them out.
I was just thinking about moving up near Goggles, considering that Goggles just sneeze on her mech and it explodes. So,
it's not that bad. The next one will be worse. This one is actually fairly solid, actually. Hopefully, you won't be able to hit the next one, though.
fair enough. But still, point is, I
Aswing
do.
survives by not being there.
Yeah. I'm gonna just move up here.
Sure. Yep. So you roll up, and yeah, it's this quiet cave. Other than the explosive appearance of a creature that knocked Iona flat on her ass.
Okay, I'll bite. I'm going to why can I only use a? That's weird. All right. I'm going to search. I'm not good at it, but it's choose a character within your sensors that you suspect is hidden and make a contested systems check against their agility. So.
Yeah. Go on then. I'm gonna roll
All right.
dark.
All right. I have no zero in systems, but it's the sensible thing to do. Ah, come on, that was almost a natural 28. It's 9.
No, you the thing that you're targeting is the thing that knocked Iona flat on their ass. And yeah, you just rolled against their agility. Don't know where they are.
Cool. Oh, yeah. Okay. And after that, what else can I do? Okay. The next thing I'm gonna do is prepare. Ready a quick action for a specified trigger until the start of your next turn. When it's triggered, you can take your prepare action as a reaction. So obviously, I am just going to pull out the heavy charge blade, turn it on, right? And I am basically going to swipe at the first thing that tries attacking us.
Okay. And there's a threat 3 on that, isn't there?
Let me check. No, it's actually threat 2. The Annihilator is threat 3.
Okay, sure. So yes, so that's separate to triggering an Overwatch. This is a prepared action, so they just need to be within range and you'll fire. But then, of course, they can trigger Overwatch as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, you can see that Prodigal Child winds up basically into like a katana-wielding pose.
Not even that. Like one of the things you need to know about Red is that when she's in the mech, she is not refined.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, it's coiled and ready to strike, basically.
Yeah.
Judge, what are you going to do before we go on break?
All right, I'm just gonna move up. I think. I'm gonna move around there with my move.
Sure.
Then I'm gonna boost a little bit further. Plop in the water. You can still see me over there, right?
Yeah, we've got you.
Yeah. So in this water, as you're trudging around, you're okay as long as you keep moving. I'm going to say that if you spend any time stationary in this, the silt that's beneath your feet could mean that you start sinking in it, or it's starting to collect around your feet, which is going to start causing problems for you.
Cool. And then I can boost again, right, for my second quick action?
You can
No.
overcharge.
You can overcharge, and that's it.
Well, I'm not gonna stand in the water, so yeah, let's overcharge.
Cool.
1, 2, 5. Boop.
Okay,
And we'll
you
mark
are
an
pressed
overcharge.
into a tiny, tiny space where you might be able to help get Iona out.
Hmm. I think I have to wait till next turn, though, right? That's all my stuff.
That's all your stuff.
That's
Yeah.
all my stuff.
Don't you have a
So-
quick action left?
There was actually
Yeah.
yes, because there
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
move, boost, overcharge, boost, and then you have one more quick action.
Can I use that to try and help them escape somehow?
Sure, why not?
Okie dokie.
Give me a hull check, please.
A whole jang. Oh no. Okay. Boop.
And it's versus
There we go. 18.
Judge is from a rough and do-it-yourself place, and even with Iona thrashing about, as I say, turn turtle, you watch as Judge just hooks a huge mech arm underneath one of the shoulders and flips Iona around. There are 3 stages to freeing Iona. You've just succeeded in one of them.
Careful with the pike. Careful with the pike.
Okay, so your first round over. In the break, I'm going to move the other things after their first round because we haven't quite gone into combat yet. We will do the proper initiative when we do. We're going to take a 10-minute break. I can see some amazing things are happening in chat. Loving the chat at the moment. So yeah. Pro DM Joey, thank you for hosting as well. So we're
cool,
hosted for
thanks.
another 11
Yay.
viewers. Thank you very much. And also Heterotic, thank you very much for following us as well. So we're going to take a 10-minute break, fill up some drinks and things, and we will see you after the break. And welcome back, everybody. Yes, it's been almost exactly 10 minutes, so we're doing pretty well. Normally,
3 for 3.
Yeah, we're doing better than we do in the Benefactor, put it that way. By the time everyone goes away, comes back, we stop everyone talking about World of fucking Warcraft. It takes a while, with the Benefactor, but we're all right on this one. Oh, and hello, Prime, the one person I haven't seen talking in chat. So hello. You guys, when we left off, were trudging through a subterranean path that would allow you to get to Silver Ridge faster, and also outfox the law enforcement who are trying to stop you and detain you from being the reinforcements to help Silver Ridge defend itself long enough so that they can complete recompiling their ship and leaving. You're finding a way to get through faster, and the subterranean route so far is looking to be very efficient and seems to be yielding some extra answers as well as to what the predicament on Kadabos may seem. Unfortunately, it's combat for you, but don't worry. Above, your archangels are doing a fantastic job. Chaos ensues up above as these incredibly fast Kestrel-class aerial mechs are transforming between light mech form and aircraft form, and doing all sorts of shenanigans to make sure that the law enforcement teams are run ragged. And as far as they're concerned, with the various damages and things like that going on, the law enforcement team honestly think that you guys are sneaking past them whilst the aerial crews are being decoys. They are being decoys, but for something completely different. However,
mind games.
We focus back down. A good tactical crew is what we've got. I know I say mockingly that we're a class outfit in Chaotic Neutral, but the Iron Wall is a class outfit, and so far you guys have proved that by not feeling much attrition to my attrition encounters. Even rocking the role that I just gave you recently, which would have added an extra mech to an oncoming.
Wait, a mech?
An extra combatant.
Yeah. I can only assume outside the cave, unless
delays in this case mean simply the first part of this adventure. Delay is your enemy. Every delay that you get, every failure you get. So if all of a sudden you said no, sorry, we've got to take a rest. We've got to do a longer repair. We can't just take a short rest. We have to take a long rest. I'd go, yeah, sure, no problem. And I would start adding mechs to every encounter, because that's what would happen is that the Crucible would start sending reinforcements. See how that works? I thought it was quite neat. So it's a case of, take your time and hurry up.
It's a case of don't get hit.
Yeah, it's a case of that. Yeah, a lot of these encounters here, they may not seem like the most deadly, although I've tried burning you a lot. They don't seem the most deadly, but the deadliest part of them is certain levels of repairs start getting really gnarly, and this does have an exponential difficulty to it. Incidentally, I know we've crowed about Lancer before, but oh my god, writing this campaign and writing the kind of potential risk escalation in this campaign was beautiful. For those of you who are watching, if you haven't taken a look at Lancer RPG, there's no excuse. They are sending out free version, and you can go and support them by going for extra version. And if you are in the US and pretty much everywhere other than the UK or El Salvador, because fuck us, right? Because that's where we're all from. You can now start getting the printed versions of the book.
Can someone buy a copy for me and send it to me?
If anybody would like to be our US broker to send all of our players the books, we're open to that chat. We'd really like it. Before I started this, we are using a paid version of the Lancer book. I think I put it on. I think I screenshotted it
Yeah.
and sent it on social media.
Mhm.
So we have supported Massive Press, and we really urge you to do so as well, because they're wonderful guys. They work tirelessly,
Please.
to make this product. And I think one of the things I love about them as well, just to have a bit of hero worship for a short period of time, is that these guys in Massive Press have not bowed to what is the usual business pressure of, oh, it's too much like hard work, we're not going to bother anymore. There's something that they want to give to us, and they're giving it to us. And the recent expansion, No Room for a Wallflower, is as much of a joy as the core book itself. Again, with the art, the imagination, the extra elements that's been put into the canon, and also a certain mech that shall not be named, Rodrigo. Please go take a look, support them. Even if you're just taking the free version, reading it, and recommending it to your friends, please take a look at it. Anyway, enough story, enough thought process for you guys.
Too much thinking. Time for
Giving
Bunga
me too
Bunga.
much
Time to hit the
credit.
thing.
Yeah, thinking. I had cucaracha going through my head.
I don't have
Anyway.
that on standby. Sorry.
You
We have
failed me. You
failed.
failed me. I bring you into the family, and you failed me.
Anyways,
So yeah, you guys at the moment, Judge is trying to lever Iona out of the predicament. That was mostly a narrative thing, just to keep get it so that we don't have to pilot Vic. But it's good narrative play, and it hasn't cost you anything.
Yet.
When Vic did say that they couldn't make it, and again, get well soon, mate. I was like, oh, I can twist this. I can twist this and count it, because this was supposed to be session 2, remember? You guys, can see that, well, nothing at the moment. So Judge is managing to lever Avalon out of this this set of stalagmites and general rock outcroppings. I am going to move a few things on a different layer. The geo-info layer, I must admit, I have not done enough with, I believe. I honestly feel I haven't done enough with this stuff, and I've used it so much already. Especially considering the hidden rules in Mansa. So, I am going to move this one here, and I need to do a roll. It's an agility roll with an accuracy.
Well, that sounds like fun.
oh no. Remember, if I see them and they do anything, they're getting the heavy charge blade. Like,
Well, that's a good point, because I need to have a diff for this. Judge has got his back turned, so he's out of this. Goggles and Red, give me a systems check or a
good.
spot check. I will also allow, because you don't need the systems to use these. Whichever one that you would like, and the
it's the
thing
same
to
thing for
beat
me. System.
is a 6. Are you kidding me?
Mother.
Did you not beat a 6?
Sounds bad.
I got a 3.
Goggles got a 4. Okay. There's just too much going on, guys. Too much
My
going on.
disappointment is immeasurable. My day is ruined.
The screen's gone blue. Why is the screen gone?
Everything all right while I'm helping Iona?
No, everything is not all right, but you keep
No,
doing
everything is fine. Everything is fine, because you didn't get any successes. So as far as you're concerned, everything is peachy.
Wonderful.
Everything's fine outside of the mech.
Probably.
All right.
So, you guys get another turn.
Ah! Uggles, you want to take it?
Yeah, I am keeping the scan going.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm gonna do a quick,
Search. So it's like a
Yeah.
contested agility and
system. Do I still get my D6 for my software.
Yes. Yes, you're
I need it.
Can I set that by BS,
you're
please?
slapping monitors, you're cursing several of the programmers that you know. Oh,
16.
Oh, finally!
That's
here
better.
We go. Here we go. I rolled the diff on this because it's a versus roll
Mhm.
in this case for these things. And yes, you can see that the shadows up top are shifting. You can see that there's a set of shadows in the top left where I'm pinging for you now, Ed. And over by the bridge, in fact, you're pretty sure something just ducked under the bridge.
Mm. Do you want pinging again? It didn't show up.
Ping on the left.
Are you pinging on the GM info screen?
I am an idiot.
Apparently
I am
that
an
doesn't-
idiot. I'm
Yeah, I think
pinging
that's it.
only to me. Here we go. The one on the top left.
Yep.
And over here by the bridge, you can see
Okay.
that there are shadows there. And yeah. So there we go.
I'm gonna take my other quick action to deploy my deployable cover.
Oh,
I
wow,
think.
finally.
Which means I've got to drag it across from another map. Hang on a sec. Do that.
It just teleports from the last encounter to here.
Back
Now,
to
how does
the-
it say I can put this? It might just be adjacent.
There we go. I've just dropped it on
let
the
me
map
read
for you to use, Ed.
Lovely. I'm gonna drop one off the edge there to give Judge a bit of cover. So that is like fallen down the side of the cliff,
Yep.
setting itself in the water.
Huh?
And
Yeah.
the other one I'm going to like balance precariously there as
Okay.
I move
So you've got like a
myself behind it.
raised gunning platform there.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Okay, cool, cool. Okay.
It may or may not help depending on if they can, if they need to be close or not.
Okay.
We'll see.
So that's Goggles. Red and Judge, what are you doing?
There's a word in there somewhere, right?
No.
I think so. All right. It's all right, Iona. A friend of mine, Avery, got stuck between two trains once. I think I can manage this. I'm gonna continue with my efforts to try and remove Iona.
Yep, go for it.
Where's my? Because there it is. It was that last time, so it's that again. But it's bad this time.
Jesus,
Oh,
that's
wow.
the worst roll I've ever seen.
I mean, it's a nat
you've-
one. Yeah.
You've somehow managed to lock foot and knee of Avalon underneath one of this set of stalactites. And as you pull, you can hear this as you're pulling at the hip joint of Avalon.
Hmm.
It's
Maybe
a good
this
thing
is-
that you kept your sound sensors on. Otherwise, you're pretty sure that between you and Avalon pulling together, you probably would have ripped Avalon's leg off.
Maybe this is more like the time Olivier got stuck between the three trains. We had a lot of train-based escapades. Shoot, what else am I gonna do then? I guess I'm gonna. What's that thing that we did? I forgot what it's called. The thing that
ready in
Red did
action?
before. Prepare. I'm gonna
Prepare
prepare.
an action. Yeah.
I'm gonna prepare an attack in case someone comes out with my hand cannon.
Okay. Yes.
I'm
So
not
what's the
moving.
threat range on the cannon?
5.
I mean, I think if it's a prepare, it doesn't need to like count with threat. I think you can just use range. I think.
Let me double check
Right.
that.
Like, let me read it.
Wrong tab.
Ready a quick
Alright.
quick action for a specified trigger until the start of your next turn. When it's triggered, you can take your prepared action as a reaction. Your preparation counts as taking the action, so it follows usual restrictions on that action and then taking multiple actions.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, if it's a range attack, I imagine it can just use its range.
Yeah.
Well, I just double checked. The range is 5. The threat was 3, so I got that wrong. But if it's range, it doesn't matter.
I'll let range 5 here.
Okay, cool.
Because threat is really for Overwatch.
Overwatch.
Typically,
And
if
melee.
you ready the action, it uses the range.
It's gonna take a while. Maybe y'all wanna do what y'all are doing.
Okay. All that's left then is red. What are you doing?
Where did you say? Where did you see their shadows? Goggles.
They were up top. There's one on the left and one near the bridge.
Interesting. I'm gonna. Okay. I'm gonna move up to here.
Sure.
And yeah, I'm gonna prepare. First thing I'm going to do. So yeah, movement. I think I'm gonna do the same thing I did before. I am going to search first.
Mm-hmm.
So systems versus agility. Jesus Christ. That's 10 because of grit.
No. Nothing. Sorry.
All good.
I don't
Yeah.
think he is.
The water's swirling in really kind of ways that suggests movement under the water, but you don't know where.
I'm going to prepare an action again.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. Just if anything pops up near me, I am going to.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm going to attack it with a heavy charge blade.
Sure. Okay.
That's us done.
That's you guys done, yeah.
Yeah.
For forever. Game over, man. Game over.
They're coming out of the walls.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't like
I'm gonna
this.
do that. I'm gonna do that. So there's a sudden torpedo-like swirl of silt, and erupting from the water right next to Judge
Fuck.
is a familiar-looking creature. You
Simpson.
see the matted, oily fur against the body, the milky cataract eyes, the large chisel-like teeth, almost a meter long. You've seen that these creatures with these devastating teeth have ripped open the side of a grain silo to find out what's inside. They have bitten their way into heavy water pipes that are under pressure just to get to what they thought was fish inside, being greeted instead by a gush of cooling water. These are bilges, rats of unusual size, rodents of unusual size.
Nice.
This one erupts from the water. Because it's using the water, it doesn't trigger any of the Overwatch. However, because you had an action there, and hell, you're a quick draw artist, I will allow an attack against the Bilger right next to you.
Oh no! How do I do this again? It's been a while.
Sadly, I think you get a
reliving
difficulty
the
because
script.
you're right next to it.
Yep.
Difficulty. I don't have
Yep.
that.
Unless you
No.
have the perk that means that you can ignore that, you have a difficulty to hit these things.
Da-da-da. Hey, it's a 10. That's not the worst.
As you bring the cannon up, it snaps at you. Doesn't manage to do any damage, but snaps at the cannon and pushes it to one side with its jaw.
I think the hand cannon is reliable though.
It is a reliable one.
Yeah, in that case, I'm going to say that the flash of the from the muzzle deals it a small amount of damage. Okay.
Don't know if you.
So, and reliable, I was reading this before. Reliable is actually armor piercing.
Really?
So what it means is that no matter what happens on this attack, one damage will get through. So
Nice.
reliable is actually quite good because I was there. I didn't like reliable at first in Lancer because I was there like most things have got a point of armor. So if you've got reliable 1, most things that reliable doesn't mean shit. So why bother having the balance? It's like, oh, you get reliable 1, but you lose this. I'd rather have whatever I was losing because most things have got a point of armor. This thing is. But then when I looked at it, the wording is that no matter what happens, this does a point of damage. that's one reliable point of damage, and that includes armor. So if you hit, but say for example you hit, you do 3 damage, and they've got 3 armor, you'll still do that one reliable point. Happy to have people feedback to me on this, but my reading of it is that that's what reliable means.
I'll check back on it at some point, but yeah, that sounds about right.
Also, mechanically, it works a lot better. Crunched
Yeah.
this encounter and things like it before, before doing it, and I was like, you know what? In most of these encounters, reliable doesn't mean shit. And then I reread it, I was like, actually, it does mean something. Even if this isn't the rule, it's probably going to be a house rule that it is this way because it
Alright.
balances the game a lot.
Fair enough.
Okay.
So yeah, and then it gets to attack you.
Oh no.
It's like,
So
At least only one can stand next to you.
Yeah, that's true.
yay!
it sinks down these gigantic teeth. I'm assuming a 12 hits.
Yes.
6 points of kinetic damage as
Ooh.
these chisel-like teeth start buckling metal plates, crunching through struts. These teeth are like a pair of jaws jaws of life. You can hear things breaking and buckling under the pressure of these teeth.
I don't like that. I don't
Ow.
help y'all.
Do you want to take the first turn?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I'm no
But
good
now
at
in
those.
proper combat, that was kind of like a
Like
a surprise round, I guess.
Yeah.
It is now the top of the next round. Players go first.
You can tell we're in proper combat because the music's going.
Yeah, exactly.
For those who are watching, I don't hear any of the music, so I can hear these guys clearly. These guys are great. They don't really talk over each other much, but historically. Anyway, players, what are you doing? Bill just come up and took a fucking chunk out of Judge.
So here's the thing. I rather not go first because what I'm worried is another one popping up.
Judge
I wanna
should definitely go first.
Alright,
Yeah,
I'll go
that was what I was
first.
offering.
God, make me go. Damn it! All right. Well, I guess.
You're a ranged guy, and it's pressed you up against it, and this is one of the few cases where the barrier that's slip dropped may not be the best.
Well, I guess I got this for some reason.
You
I'm
can't
gonna
pass through the
Throw the
barrier.
hand cannon away. Pull out the charged blade,
Yep. Okay.
which I hate because it never works. But whatever.
You could try for a shove and a shoot.
Ooh, nah. I wanna give the blade a try.
Yeah.
Let's give the devil a do. Yeah, it's just skirmish, right? Bloop. So that is without the thingy.
Ooh,
Of
crit.
course, yeah.
Boom.
It heard you talk shit.
I'm sorry, charged blade.
So yeah, you've critted. So if there's any dice, you roll double that amount, keep the regular amount, and off you go.
1d3 and plus 3. 6.
Nice.
Not bad.
So yeah, 6 points of damage on this thing, and it's a sizable amount. You bring down this charge blade, and you can hear this. I've tried to think, what sound would a hippo-sized rat have? It's like a squeak, but in ultra baritone. So
Base boosted.
yeah, completely bass boost. So it's kind of this. This thing rears its head back, giant jaws opening instead of the kind of hippo teeth that you would expect. These two overlapping chisel-like teeth normally can even scratch at the rocks like salt lick kind of style. Sharpened against the rocks as two these giant yellow chisels as it throws its head back in pain. That was one of your quick actions.
Then I'm gonna
You can ram it.
I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna grapple it.
You got a grapple. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Let's do
Melee
that.
attack. It's a melee attack on Judge's end. I've
Yeah.
been reading the rules.
Just straight up D20.
Yeah,
That's correct.
I just pulled it up here. So give me a shot.
That's a 1 plus 1
This
is a 2.
slick oil coating on the fur means that it's hog rustling, mate. Sorry.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the old days.
Okay. So yeah, you get into into this. You bring your charge blade in. Then you try to kind of almost get this giant hippo-sized rat in a headlock. It ain't happening. Pulls it out and gets ready for another attack on you. So
charge blade with armor piercing, if that matters.
it does matter. It does matter.
Ooh, very
These
good.
guys do have 1 point of natural armor. You bite down on it, and yeah, you carve into the side of this thing.
GMS
They're
equipment.
big, they're dangerous, but yeah. So far, so good. Decisions. Let me try this. Is that with it? Oh, no. Let's use the right tool. Can that get there? Oh, can just about get
I don't like these sounds you're making.
there. Okay.
No, me.
Okay. There's some swirling in the water beneath you, Red. And you're like, oh, here we go. And you're unsurprised to see another bilger explode out of the water at your feet.
Yep. I'm ready for this.
Overwatch doesn't count, but your prepared action does.
Yeah.
So go for it.
Oh wow, it went out of my fucking tray. Okay. That's going to be. Let me give me a moment. It's heavy charge blade. That's gonna be 13 to hit.
13 does hit.
Cool.
Roll me some damage.
Yeet. All right. Ah, piss. That's gonna be 4 points of AP energy damage.
AP energy damage, sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's check that. Yep, cool. 4, which means it's that. So energy damage, yeah?
Energy damage, armor piercing.
You do notice that the mixture of oil and water on its coat seems to do something to energy weapons. The armor piercing, not a problem. I didn't count the armor in that, but there seems to be something else about this creature. That when you bring down energy forms on it, this matting of hair and oil and water, it's not doing as much damage as you thought it should.
Did you design this to be awful for me particularly? Like everything does, everything I have
One
doesn't
thing I
work.
can say, hand on heart, is I designed every encounter. Once again, Lance is a
Yeah.
great system of this. I designed every encounter before you guys rolled up your characters. So,
I know.
yeah.
I am
can still
still
be
gonna
angry
have a
about
person. Yeah, I'm still gonna have a personal grudge against you.
My conscience is clean. My soul is dirty, but my conscience is clean.
All right.
So it's going to try and bite you.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, that's a 15.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, in that case, 6 points of kinetic damage on you, I'm afraid.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Okay.
Watch out for the teeth.
Yeah, once
Thanks.
again, these huge, long, chiseled teeth come in, and it's just that they penetrate so badly as well. I mean, these aren't like slashing claws that would just rake over the panels. Once they get purchased on the panels, they just start straight through. I'm reminded of watching Robot Wars as a kid now. Anyway, the that's that Bilger. Bilger 2. So
my turn now.
Your turn. Yep.
Well, yeah, I'm not even gonna say what I do. You know exactly what I'm doing. I'm barraging.
Yeah. Go for it.
Okay, first the heavy charge blade. Natural 20.
Hey,
See, it's
Simon.
repaying you for the 1s and the 3s that you had previously.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna be rolling 2d6, taking the highest result. All right, that's 4 and 3. Give me a moment. That's 7 points of energy damage, armor piercing.
Sure. Once again, not as much damage as you would like to have done, but yeah, it's with intent, let's say.
Segment knives are coming out.
Yep. You start pulling out these knives and start gutting this thing.
First one is a 17 to hit.
Yeah, definitely hits. Yeah, these guys have got evasion above a 17. That's great.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. 17 to hit. Give me a moment. That's gonna be 1d3 plus 1. That's going to be 2 points of energy damage, not armor piercing, sadly.
Yep, sure.
And next up is going to be the second segment knife. I'm gonna roll this one. Ooh, that's a 19 to hit.
Yep. Again, hits. Roll for damage.
All right. Okay. Ooh, that's gonna be 4 points of damage. Energy.
points of damage.
Everything's energy.
Sure. You carve away at it, and trying to carve through this wet, matted, shitty fur, you've slashing away at it, and it's like you're giving it a haircut. And then finally, with a final strike, you've managed to cut away enough of this matted shit that you are suddenly gifted with this lovely long strike down the side of it. It's not dead, but suddenly when you strike at that particular piece, it isn't as guarded as the rest of it. You've gone through its kind of almost ablative fur armor.
All right.
I will explain
Okay.
what this trait is later.
No,
Ed may have seen it, but
I
will
think I
explain
have an idea, but yeah, that's fine.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be my turn.
Okay. So let's see. Red has gone. Judge has gone.
Worst thing is I already used up most of my overcharges, and I don't want to use them just yet. I want to use my last.
Who knows when you get those back again?
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
organic and good against energy. I can't hack. I can't use me good gun.
And the other
Okay.
physical damage dealer is out of commission. And
Yeah.
there's Judge as well, but like I'd rather have two kinetic damage dealers instead of just one, you know?
Goggles, what are you doing?
Wait, it hasn't revealed itself. Okay.
Oh goody.
I'm gonna take a small step back and take the Veil Rifle. Do I have an angle on Colt and that Bilger there?
Yes, you do.
Then I'm going to
You're on raised ground, so yes.
Yep. Look down on both of them and Veil Rifle through them both. So
Okay.
Colt gets some soft cover.
Yep.
And let's see if I can do anything to the Bilger. Where is? There is. I think I just get my grit on this, but it is accurate. So a 13.
13 hits. Roll for damage, please.
Nice. And this is energy, 4 energy.
4 energy, sure. Not armor piercing, so that goes to that. That goes to that. Yeah, most of it dissipates on the hide, but you can see it react in pain. It clearly hit something.
The other question is, do I have an angle to not hit Colt, but hit the Bilger?
Yes. Raised ground.
Lovely. In that case, could I have said that was a barrage? I didn't actually say.
Yeah, sure.
Then
We're
the
still
shotgun,
feeling out certain parts of Lancer, so I will allow.
this beautifully clean, never before used shotgun off the back.
Literally only had it because regulation said you needed a backup weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Quick
the idea of that.
inspection.
It's that gift from Hot Fuzz where he's just loading the shotgun, just going shame.
Yep, pretty much. Range 5. Yep, we're
Shotguns are
good.
good in this game.
So yeah, not quite as good a weapon, but does a 13 again.
Does hit, so roll for damage.
That is a d6 of kinetic. 4. It's not armor piercing, but bang.
Okay.
Shotgun
Bang.
goes off.
Much in the same way that by the time, you, Judge and you have been attacking the near side flank of this bilger, you can see that one side is definitely not as matted and slick as the other sides now. In fact, as it came out of the water, you could see the fur just sticking to it like a cat coming out of water, except hippo-sized. And the one side that you've kind of chewed away at now with your weapons does seem to be more vulnerable to damage. But it did even resist, for a short period of time, the kinetic damage of your shotgun.
Veil rifle, yeah. I don't like this.
Well, the Veil Rifle was
Energy.
was energy. You already knew that, but apparently they were resistant to kinetic as well for a short period of time.
I hate these.
Fun.
I hate these. I fucking hate these.
But
I wanted
I'm
the planet
going
to be as
to.
deadly as the other encounters, so I was like, okay, what kind of things fuck up next? Oh well, I get an alien planet. I can do whatever.
Big
I want.
rats, apparently.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a step back forward
Sure. Okay.
just to close up things around me, just in case.
Okay, that's goggles done. Sure. In that case, that one's going to stay. I'm going to go with this one. And going into the wrong layer. Exploding on the other side of red is
Oh,
another building.
fuck off!
As these two large hippo-sized rats grab a limb each and start chewing away.
I'm gonna brace.
That's brace, sure. That's a 14, which I assume hits.
Yep.
Take your 3 kinetic damage because you braced.
1, 2, 3.
So yes, you brace and you almost kind of like cuddle into the other bilger as this one snaps forward. It rips off a couple of plates that are fairly easy to replace. Or you just going past one of these communications arrays, you could probably just rip off some of the plating on there and just weld it into place momentarily. But yeah, they're starting their main approach on you. So that was them. You guys have all had your turn this turn, so you have all already had your turn this round. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's see. That one's going to move there, and that's going to be it. Top of the shop, you guys.
Can I get this one?
Yeah, sure.
Alright. Okay, so Simon, I'm gonna ask your permission for something.
Mm-hmm.
Because bracing obviously takes away a quick action from me, right? So
That's
I
correct,
can't.
yeah.
Right.
You have a move and a quick action.
However, using the Everest's initiative trait of using one free action a scene,
Yep.
can I combine that free action with the quick action I get with the one quick action to make a barrage?
Yes, 2 quick actions equal a full action regardless of how you get
Alright.
those quick actions together. Yes.
Cool. So yeah, I'm gonna barrage.
Sure. get it.
Give me a moment. I'll just do it manually. Fuck it. Alright, I'm just gonna do 2 skirmish according to CompCon because it
Yep.
doesn't want to. Alright, so first thing first, I am going to attack with the to the one to the left of me.
Yep.
This
Yep, to the
one.
left, the one that you've already damaged. That makes sense.
That's gonna be 2 segment knives.
Yep. Sure. Go for it.
So that's going to be first attack.
Mm-hmm.
That's 6 to hit.
No, doesn't hit.
Yeah.
More importantly, it hits, but doesn't do anything. You almost have to rip it out of this matted, oily hair. It's actually covered in hair.
Yeah. All right. Second segment knife attack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's better. That's 18 to hit.
Yep, definitely hits.
Yay.
Yeah. Give me some damage.
Okay. All right. So
Oh,
let's
the
see.
damage.
That's gonna be 3 points of energy damage.
3 points, sure. You slam it into the side that's already had a haircut, and yeah, you do get it in. You're not feeling it between any ribs or anything, and you think that you just stabbed it in the gut. It's not enough to stop it right now.
Okay, then the second attack is gonna
You're
be
getting
my
good
heavy.
fleshy wounds. Yeah.
I'm gonna use my heavy charge blade.
Same Belcher. Yeah.
Same Bilger.
Yep. Cool.
Are you kidding me? 3 to hit.
No, it does not hit. As you pull out, this thing is organic, it's moving. One thing that a living creature does that a mech doesn't do is react in pain when you hit it. It flinches and you slash into, unfortunately, again, you've hit it. What you've hit is the wrong part of it. Over its left leg, there's this matted shit, and you just cleave into that and you give it a haircut. For fuck's sake.
Fuck it. Red's pissed. I'm overcharging. So that's gonna be 1. That's 1d6 heat 3.
This is how we die.
I'll be fine. I can hide and run away.
No, I didn't. Sorry, it wasn't like the group we. It was me and Red.
Yeah.
Maybe Iona. I don't know. Probably not plot armor.
Iona's still pinned.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna attack it again with a fucking heavy charge blade. Ah!
Oh no!
That's a 5 to hit.
No. This time, as you overcharge and you go to hit it again, it brings its teeth up, and the pommel of your sword hits the teeth, and then the nose, and it just thrashes its head back and forth, deflects your blow completely. Oof.
Wow. I am gonna put all of these dice in dice jail. I'm gonna fucking throw them out the window. God damn it, I'm actually pissed.
That's Red. Yeah.
I still have movement.
Oh, you have movement, yeah.
So, I do get resistance because I brace, so I still have resistance. So I am.
Till the end of this turn, isn't it?
Yeah. So, give me a moment. I just need to calculate it again. Yeah. So I'm going to move back here.
Okay, that's 2 Overwatch attacks.
Go ahead.
The first is a 20. Thankfully, no crits in this, so that's 3 points of kinetic damage for that one. The second one is a 14, so that hits again. So a total of 6 kinetic damage. As you leave, both of the jaws grab onto you, and you pull away, and they just twist their necks.
Give me a moment.
Give me a moment. Splinter off.
Give me a moment. I need to roll for structure.
Oh shit.
2. Assistant trauma. Alright.
Regular trauma,
5.
thanks.
I need to choose a system to be destroyed. I'm gonna destroy stable structure. I'm fine with that, losing that.
Okay.
Also, and this is where my choices can bite me in the ass. My external batteries explode.
Oh shit!
Oh no!
So on top of the structure, I'm also gonna take a 1d6 AP. 1, thankfully.
Oh, okay.
Good must.
That doesn't affect them at all by your batteries exploding, does it?
No. So yeah,
Let's
I
try.
lose my extra threat until I get repaired.
Until you get repaired. Wow.
Damn.
Oof.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Feeling it now. Yeah. So you tear away from these things and realize that's not a good thing to do with Bilgers. They sink their teeth in and they start to shake their heads, and they rip out some of your structure, and yeah, the batteries just. And thankfully, most of the flame just turns into like a fiery tail out the back of the neck momentarily. That was your turn.
That was my turn.
So the Bilger next to Judge is sitting pretty. This one here is going to run up, and it runs up at first looking at Red. It's looking to find the nice chewy center to Red's mech. But then when it gets there, it sees a littler mech.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
It is in fact surprised because it didn't see you.
Trigger Overwatch on my end, by the way.
No, it's coming into your threat.
Okay.
And
That's
so
only threat 1. Yeah.
it charges into your into your thing. It's about to attack Red, and then it kind of does a double take and goes. And because it's surprised by you, Slip, it's going to attack you instead.
Great.
So a 10 to hit.
10 does hit.
Oh,
6 points of kinetic damage, please.
Oof.
You can see this thing is bloody to fuck.
Hmm.
Goggles. It doesn't look long for this world. It's just not going to the next world quick enough. There's a huge bloodied side, barely any hair on it, that is a quite obvious target. And these things are the size of a barn door. It's not a cold shot to hit this thing. It's basically a certain status is no longer active on it. So yeah, that was Red and one of the Bilgers. Someone else's turn. Judge or Goggles? Which one's?
It's better if Judge goes because that one hasn't gone yet.
Yeah. Please.
I'm gonna try Ram.
Okay, you're going to try to round back, yeah?
I don't like this thing so close, you know.
Sure. Give me again. I think it's a melee
It's
attack.
a, it's attack. It's a melee attack. Yeah.
Look. 12.
12. Yeah, you push it back one hex.
Out of
And it's
curiosity.
And
Uh,
it's prone.
Well, it's a four-legged creature, so it's immune to prone.
Attempt to knock a
Alright.
target down or back. I'm happy with back.
Out of curiosity, did we decide whether that applies for Overwatch?
We did look it up. Any push, pull,
Any movement.
move, unless stated by the ability, because there are abilities that do trigger Overwatch, unless stated by the ability, do not trigger Overwatch.
Okay.
No, I think it was the other way around. Because it was any movement. Give me a moment. I'll look it up.
Okay, yeah,
reaction-
if you can look it up, because I thought you said that it was that way, but yeah, okay.
give me a- When you Overwatch, you control and defend space around your mech from any enemy incursion through pilot skill, reflexes, or finely tuned subsystems. Unless specified otherwise, all weapons default to one threat. Trigger. A hostile character starts any movement, including boosts and other actions, inside one of your weapon's threat.
A character starts, not
Right. Okay.
not yeah. An enemy starts, not it gets pushed.
Well, that was the case.
Alright.
Cool. Yep, never mind then.
Okay.
Coolio. Then I'm gonna try and shoot the damn thing.
Yeah.
With,
No longer have the disadvantage then.
No, with the skirmish from my pistol because my hand cannon isn't loaded, and other things are stopping other things. Wait. Pumpkin, help me out here. This is an auxiliary thing, so my gunslinger kicks in. I get an accuracy on this one.
Kill it.
Good
Yeah.
enough.
14 definitely hits. Roll for damage.
Cool. This is gonna be just a straight up D3 kinetic.
Big boot. Big iron.
2.
Yeah.
It's just a
2.
2.
Classic.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Reliable
you,
though.
you managed to blast away a section of matted shit, and you are greeted with bare white pink flesh underneath, very slightly bleeding. You've got a window of opportunity on this Bilger now.
Sweet. I'm not moving. I'm done.
Sure. Okay. So that's Judge. So the Bilger. Yeah, the the one that's next to Judge is just gonna leap at him again, and go for it. So.
Ah.
Wow, that was maximum on every dice.
Oh my gosh!
Nice.
This is the fucking cave
I need-
again.
Right, I'm ready.
Thankfully, there are
I've got
no
a new
critical
character idea
effects
ready
on
to go.
this.
It's fine. We're good. We're good.
So, it's just 6 kinetic, but wow.
We're good. Just.
Wow.
Just.
You know what? I'm gonna brace.
Sure.
Idea.
Take the 3. Take the 3.
Wait, I'd already taken 6, so take 3. Okay, there we go. We're cool.
Right.
Thank
Yeah.
Wait, could I have done this? No, it's too late now. I'm gonna brace.
I did think this was just going to be the Womprat session, but wow. Okay.
We're built for fighting mechs, not rats.
Yeah, we killed like, okay, we dealt with flamethrower crazy man. We dealt with like military trained like law enforcement. We dealt with giant acid spitting ants, but it's some fucking rats.
Yeah, you're failing at the giant rat encounter. The irony is not lost on me. Okay. Yeah. So that's that too. Goggles. What are you doing?
Yeah, so this Bilger is huge because Slip is basically the smallest you can get a GMS mech.
Yeah,
So
you said
trying to
strip
hold
down.
off this
Yeah.
Bilger with the shotgun underneath, trying to go for a shot under.
Yeah.
This is
that
going to be a barrage, by the
QCB
way.
weapon, so no
No,
disadvantage.
it still applies to difficulty set.
Yeah, it's
Really, even with a close quarters.
The only time it doesn't apply a difficulty is if you have combined arms too.
Okay, fair enough.
yeah. I think there's there's a frame or something that you can get that does. But yeah,
Tortuga probably.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But yes, just a minus 1d6. It's a -1.
Good night, everybody. Goodbye.
Good night. Yeah, good night, everyone.
After you nailed the, yeah, we're not going to get delayed. We're fine, no problem. We sorted out the navigation problem. Who the fuck has a navigation problem in a dungeon? And it's Ed's fault, by the way. It's all Ed's fault. On Wednesday nights, I go and, I get to be a player for a change instead of being a DM all the time and staying in my rut. I now play games under Rodrigo as well now. Which means I'm now benefiting from looking at other DM styles. And if there's one thing that Ed is really good at, it's environmental shit. And if you haven't watched his Numenera show, by the way, on Mondays, you got some catching up to do because it's amazing. And well, actually, I can't say my favorite session so far. That'd be unfair to the other sessions where I go, oh, that was my favorite session. But one of the sessions, if you're a budding DM, check episode 2 of Numenera Odyssey by Ed, where just a sheer cliff and a sheer drop is basically enough for most of the 3-hour session, and yet not in any way boring. It was beautiful. A great way of showing terrain without having to use a map. Terrain in a role-playing game.
Okay, that was a barrage though.
That was the barrage.
So that was just the shotgun. Click it into like a thing in the belt that just holds it still as knives. Couple of knives. A segment and a tactical knife. We'll see. Melee, so it doesn't have the -d6. That's a
It's
10 with the segment knife. And a 5 with the tactical.
the
Damn
10
it!
the 10 hits on the nose.
Yeah, but it's the fucking energy one, isn't it? 3 energy.
You've seen that a strike like the one that you're performing would normally be resisted, but you can see this shaved off side of the Bilger, and you plunge the knife into the side. Bilger's dead because the thing,
Thank God!
because the thing that Red was looking for but didn't get when when she slammed the knife into the belly and was like, oh, the ribs aren't there. Your knife goes in between a pair of ribs. You see blood gush out of the mouth of the Bilger, and you just go shnick and turn the knife sideways, and it just slumps on the floor in front of you.
Okay, I'm going to take an initiative. My once a scene GMS thing. Take a step back. And take the Veil rifle out and do a skirmish in the direction of Colt and the other Bilger there.
Sure. So that's Judge has got soft cover.
Soft cover, indeed.
Huzzah.
And a 14 for the Bilger.
Yes, hits.
It's another 4 energy damage.
All 4 energy damage goes through as this bloodied Bilger. You kind of like, that's the bit I need to hit. And you roast the side of this thing. It screams in pain, and its left-hand side gets cooked. It's only barely alive.
Yeah, all of my weapons are on kind of ropes, so if I just drop them, I can drag them behind me. So I've just got 2 knives dragging behind me, and a shotgun on the ground.
Well, you can put them on like industrial versions of the lanyard I have
Exactly, yeah.
for my pass in work. So you just drop the knives and they go zzz next to your just hanging there, dangling from the belt.
Yeah, the whole time, this is not my job!
You can see that that's actually made that particular builder want to run, but it can't right now.
Good.
Bitch.
Okay, so that has done its thing with him. So it's builder number 3 is going to go. The only one it can see within charge range is red, so it's going to come up.
Here's the thing. The Annihilator has threat 2.
Yeah.
So it moves into my threat range, then moves 1 space within my threat range.
Yeah.
Does that mean I get an Overwatch?
I think based on what you read before, I don't think you do. It has to leave that range.
It says starts any movement. Oh yeah, starts with. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. It's coming straight at you. Otherwise, you'd always be able to Overwatch on something charging you, which doesn't quite make sense.
Yeah, it's not starting, it's continuing.
So, yep, it's a 19 to hit.
Hijo de puta! Yeah, hits.
6 points of kinetic unless you start to brace.
6 will bring me down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll take it.
Okay.
God. It's almost funny if it wasn't so terrible.
Next is you guys. Who's going first?
Red.
It's top of the round, right?
Top of the round, yeah.
Okay.
You're all refreshed.
Yeah, I'm going.
I'm going to take my reaction at the start of your turn. Get rid of that goddamn rat!
Right.
Take your extra d6.
Thank you. All right, first thing, heavy charge blade with the accuracy.
Yep.
By God, please hit. Okay, 7 on the die plus 2, 9 plus 1, 10.
Hits on the nose.
Cool. Cool. That's gonna be 8 points of energy damage, armor piercing.
Okay. You give it quite a severe haircut. Most of the you cleave off a huge amount of this fur, and you see blood matted in it. So it was a good hit. It was a good hit.
Not dead.
No, not this one.
Okay, 2 segment knives attack.
Yep.
Attack then. Fucking hell, that's 5.
5 doesn't hit. No. You're not even getting through the fur.
And lastly,
I'm going to before you announce that roll, I'm going to use my empath ability. My computer has calculated the exact attack path you should make. You can choose to get a 10.
can I retroactively do that or already roll for the second attack?
I was doing this on the second attack. It says you may choose not to roll, but also I didn't know what you rolled then. So
I rolled 14,
Simon.
so I'm gonna go with that one.
Okay, Ed, I'm going to say that you need to tell them not to roll. So
cool.
When they're going for the dice, say don't roll.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And then say
empath.
empath. Okay, so 14 hits. What's the damage on that?
Let me check. That's going to be 2 points of energy damage.
Yeah, sure. A little bit of damage to it. Mostly cuts off some more fur.
Yeah, I am.
I say all preordained.
Yep.
Yeah, and I love the fact that I managed to throw in the rodents of unusual size, and they're like, oh yeah, that's cool. And it's like, yeah. You wait until session after next.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
That's red gone. So the first one that's going to strike is going to be the one next to Judge.
Mhm.
So Judge, this thing snaps down with its jaws. 14 to hit.
Yeah, I'm still
7.
braced, right?
Yeah, until the end of your turn. Yeah. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Cool.
So take 3 points.
Okay, okay.
What have you guys go?
All right, I'm gonna give it a go. Hate this. Well, they never said I was smart. I'm gonna pull out my anti-material rifle.
Ooh.
And that's-
Leads blasted to shit. Oh god! Oh no! You can't use it.
Why not?
It's ordnance, which means you can't shoot it if you're engaged.
Do we do? Oh, is that
Yeah,
true?
read the ordnance tag.
I've never read most of these
I
tags.
was
not
about to
gonna lie.
ask, is this an ordnance weapon? Incidentally, I started writing a flowchart of this. If this, then that kind of stuff. Is like, is it this? Is it that?
Well, yeah. That's what ordnance means. All right.
Hmm.
That's a shame. I was gonna have.
The
some-
anti-material rifle is really good, but it comes with some really bad drawbacks.
Yeah, you get to use it. It's very good.
Yeah, you're meant to sit with me at the back while Iona's up there.
Well, I'm limited to quick actions, so I'm gonna skirmish. I'm gonna pistol shot again because it's just going so well. And again, I get accuracy because of the gunslinger. What was it,
Okay,
gunslinger?
so that's taken away by the fact you're engaged.
Mhm.
So it's just a straight
So-
roll.
A flat roll is better than one with a 1
Yeah.
difficulty, so...
okay. So, but my nose. 14.
Hits. Yeah, roll for damage.
You know. It's D3 kinetic, and I got a 3. Hey, so,
Yeah.
so sick of you.
You
Bang, bang,
see the
bang.
cooked side from Goggles' previous shot. You just ram this gun right into the side of it and pull the trigger, and you're rewarded with this fucking spray of viscera out the opposite side of the creature. Yay, go you! Go
Little
you with
thing.
the not dying.
Forgot Colt had soft cover from my Veil rifle for that last attack.
Oh, I can.
How
I can
much
take a
was
look at
that accuracy on it?
The accuracy, I can safely say that even without the accuracy, it would have.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure.
Yeah. But thank you for that. I did forget. I've even got an S in a circle next to Judge, and I ignored it anyway.
Oh, there it is.
So,
Cool.
so yeah, that's B2 gone.
One down.
So anything else from you, Judge?
No, that's all I can do.
Okay. In that case, the one next to Red is going to try.
Brazing. I'm just gonna say right away I'm brazing.
Oh, hang on. No, that was.
Yeah, I think that one went already, yeah.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
It was at the
Oh, hang
end
on.
of last round when it got to you.
Red, and then that did something. No, it has. It has. Yeah. It was red, and then that villager. Then. No, there was the one next to the Judge, so we know this one hasn't gone. This one hasn't gone. I need to. Do that. Right. So yeah, the villager next to red is going to
I'm just gonna preemptively brace already.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know already. It's
11 to
brazing.
hit, 6. You
Yeah, it
race
hits.
down to 3. Yep.
Yeah, hits.
Sure.
Wait, I was 8, so that brings me down 1, 2, 3. Jesus! I think after this encounter,
Gnawing
I am-
at you.
I am going to be done with. I'm gonna use up all my repairs at the end of at this next rest.
Okay. What have you guys done?
Just me, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah. So Goggles, your turn.
Yeah. I'm-
Just to scare you a little bit. This one's not even close to half of its hit points.
Yeah,
The one that's
so
gnawing on red.
I'm going to project my shield as my protocol against it, so it will gain +2 difficulty to hit me.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm going to barrage. The shotgun has like reeled itself back in so I can pick it up again.
Yep.
And have a go at that one. So that will be not a difficulty this time, luckily. Just a d20 +1. 18 to hit it.
Definitely hits it. Roll for damage.
Yeah.
Nice. This is 5 kinetic.
5 kinetic. Yeah. You matted hair goes flying everywhere. You're not through yet, but you're close.
Yep. I'm going to drop it, let it reel in, step behind, and get that veil rifle out.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, just shove it in the back of
Just
of
the
a
beam
prodigal
comes
child,
out
isn't
of,
it?
out of red.
Yeah.
Yep. So red, you've got soft cover.
Oh,
makes it
thank
down.
God.
Which means that
Something.
the automatic accuracy that these creatures get on their attacks.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh yeah, every attack from these guys is 1d20 plus 1d6 plus 2, and yeah, soft cover is your friend because it gets rid of that d6.
Yes.
One
it
of
does.
these days, you will pay.
And that's a 19 to hit it.
It does hit
Hey.
it. Roll me some damage.
It's 4 energy.
4 energy.
This is crackling all around prodigal child and like bursts
Yeah.
out the chest.
Yeah, it almost looks like a beam weapon's being shot out of prodigal child's chest. It sears along the side, and you see a familiar patch of skin, very slightly roasted. There's now a window of opportunity to attack this building, which you've created. But I believe that's your turn.
I'm going to. I'm going to overcharge.
Go for it. See, I like the fact I'm provoking you guys to do this. I like it.
Yep, I need to roll a d3 for my heat. Don't roll high, it's a 2. That's alright, I guess. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm sitting here with 2 engineering, like, oh yeah, that's fine.
Everything's fine.
Where is it? 1, 2. Yep, that's fine. Everything's fine. What haven't I used? I haven't used my flex mount. So I'm going to keep as 1, 2, 3, 4. I can charge around with the knives. 2 knives trying to slash across.
Yep.
21
Oh,
and
Thank
13.
God.
Critical hit. Give
It
me
was a
some-
crit, unfortunately, on the energy one. But
Oh, static damage. How much damage is that?
so energy, 3 energy, and
Bites into
2
the
kinetic.
flesh with no problem at all, and 2 kinetic as well. You start carving into flesh. Got anything else? I will tell you, you have opened up the side of this creature. It's on 1 hit point.
I don't think there's anything else I can do.
No,
I'm done.
sadly.
I am full.
Here we
Damn
go.
it.
You nearly took it out. Oh no.
By 1 point!
It's gone this round. And so we go to the back of the top of the round.
I'm going,
would-
I'm
who
going,
would like
I'm
to
going, I'm
finish it?
going, I'm going,
It's
I'm
like,
going.
It's been taking pieces out of me. I'm owed this. Go ahead, Red. Let's finish it.
Segment knife plus heavy charge blade, just in case. Because I first rolled a 4.
4, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Before you
Second
roll,
segment,
before you roll on this next attack,
No.
don't
Yes.
roll.
There we go. That's how to use the empath.
I already rolled, but yeah, thank you.
Have you seen the result
Yes.
of the roll? Okay, in that case, sorry, Ed.
Sorry.
You tried.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Good effort,
Ed
good
will get
effort.
in there. You know, it's
I'll get
the
there.
initiative of the player in this case, not the initiative of the character.
Natural 20.
Okay, it's dead. It's dead. It had 1 hit point. Yeah. So you carve into this thing.
No. I grab it.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And
go
I
ahead.
start shanking repeatedly into it. Fucking, like, repeatedly, and then I kick it into the fucking lake.
I'm watching you do that. I'm claiming that kill for me though. I did most of that.
You can't hear over the screaming and the mech stamping on his head.
There's silent. There's nothing coming from comms.
Oh, really?
It's silent. It's just a bunch of fucking like it's just shanking it to shit. And then
I love the fact that you've gone from like dervish fighter in episode 1 to prison shanking the rat.
Red's not refined. What can I say?
So, if I was to tell you that if oh no, they're in the wrong. I'm in the wrong thing. If I was to tell you that if Vic was here today, I'd like you to just take a look to the north of Slip and Prodigal Child. These two would have also been there.
But we would have had kinetic damage, so that would have helped.
So I'm going to read out because you've passed. You passed. By the way, I did narratively say that these two were here, but they saw how you were carving up the others, and they were like, "Fuck this!" and they swam off. So narratively, they were there. They just didn't attack.
Simon, by chance, can I please have your address?
I'll give it to you after. I know where he lives.
It's for the book.
So I'm going to read out something from the book. So this comes from the monstrosity enemy type.
Yeah, I imagine it was going to be
which Ed has used before. He had some fantastic ice dragons that we went up against.
Oh yeah, I love
those were amazing.
They also fucked me up.
Monstrosities in this, organics are fucking crazy in this. Bilges, variants of these large rodentia are found on oil and mineral-rich swamp worlds. Their flesh is suffused with these materials on which they gorge themselves in addition to carrion and vegetation. With few predators able to match them, most of their combat abilities derive from fighting their own kind in reproductive and territorial disputes. Lancer pilots underestimate these creatures at their peril, as their large jaws and long, high-density teeth are able to sever piping and cables, in addition to damaging hardware and even piercing the pilot cockpit. Teeth and claws, you already saw what that did. Natural weapons. One trait they got, because this is its base level. By the way, no extras here. It's just base level. You get to choose one trait. Tempered hide. The natural oils and minerals of the bilge's hide and flesh make it resistant to energy and kinetic damage if it's on half or more of its hit points.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I love this game.
This game's great. I'm pissed just because I roll really shit, but this game's awesome.
Well, you guys have had some major highs and lows here. You know, yeah. I'm loving that. So you guys can see that other than a half-imagined sight of a tail propelling a rat downstream, you are there buckled, pierced, battery fucking acid staining the rocks from Red's mech. I'm going to give a few minutes to what are you guys going to do immediately?
Repair.
Okay.
Repair.
Sure. So I assume that you will stabilize, which will of course give you...
I already going into rest.
Yeah.
I imagine going into rest. So
you'll go into a short rest. Yeah.
Yeah. So I am going to heal up that structure. So I'm back at 4. And I am also gonna use another repair to put me back at full health. I am at 1 repair.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Simon, actually, there is nothing in the rulebook that says this, so I'm gonna ask you to home rule it. The external batteries blow up when I lose the structure, but it doesn't say anything about repairing the structure back.
Repairing the structure back.
Yeah, so like I use a repair to get back the structure I lost. Yeah. I don't know if that will do anything with my external batteries. Like, do I only get them back at a full repair, or do we say that red metal?
I think it's the same as kind of a resupply. So you'd need a resupply.
All right. Okay. I'm fine with that.
But there's always a hope. I would like you to do me an engineering roll. If you crit, I'll give you your batteries back.
I had +2, so natural 20.
You go to the next in the next few hours, you come across a communications depot. There seems to be that they left some power cells behind. It's not going to be as good as your original batteries, but it'll at least allow you to get those external battery benefits for probably the next 48 hours. After that, the batteries are pretty much brick themselves, and they'll be clogged with salt. To talk electrochemistry, they're losing their 0 point by the hour.
Gotcha.
And so now that you've plugged them in, you can see they're rapidly degrading now that connected to a circuit, just because of all the internal processes that's happened. But it will be enough for you to have that benefit for next session only.
That's fine. That's fine. Better than nothing.
Anything else before I do the outro?
I'm just sat on watch, like, as these two are patching themselves back up and helping Ione out. I'm sat on watch, scanners going, drone going, and just talking about how well I did during that one. Because I'm not a fighter normally, but I managed to handle myself a bit.
It's one of those things. It's the fake modesty that you get from the kind of Granny Weatherwax characters. Kind of like, I never really thought myself of as a fighter, but really I'm rather skilled, aren't I?
Quite honestly, I was impressed by the amount of weapons. I was sure I was going to drop one at one point.
Red is not even answering.
Het, that doesn't work in Lancer, but I'll bear it in mind. I'll throw it into their karma.
Okay.
As you guys tromp on, there is a sudden crackle and a cacophony of communications on the Angel's bandwidth starts to appear. You can hear the familiar sound of Hermit and Scornfuse's boombox going off in the distance. This oomph, 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 oomph coming from the swamp.
I miss that stupid sound.
You can see that as you look, it's not just angels. You're accustomed to seeing angels. Pretty much all of a particular flight of angels have got in there into their castrals, and you can see them like midges over a pond, like flies over a pond, like dragonflies, zipping in and out of the canopy. There's heavy gunfire, rockets flying off in the direction. There's smoke coming from several columns, and looking at what data Dizzy gave you, the smoke coming from several columns where you know there should be law enforcement officers. You can hear over the comms one of the unnamed angels, non-viewer angels, going, "Yep, confirmed. Bridge is not a problem anymore. Bridge is not a problem. They want to get back over to Silver Ridge. They're going to be swimming the whole way." Just as the final barrage of fire tries to take out these insanely fast reconnaissance craft, these reconnaissance mechs, you watch as several of these aircraft peel off in opposite directions. The gunfire just going all over the place, not able to lock on to a particular one. And as on the Angels scans, the IFF goes beep, 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 as all four of your mechs suddenly come into communications range. You watch with a certain amount of relief as all of the angels suddenly lock into formation and in a proper V formation go over the top of your mechs. Suddenly there's a from each of them as they set off their vapor trails, and they literally draw a line to Silver Ridge. You power up all of your systems and start yomping as fast as you can over ground. realizing that even though you had extra traction underground, there was a lot more weaving and dodging and kind of determining where you are. You now have a direct line, and you can see blissfully ahead of you a pressed stone road. You get onto it, and you can see that there are townsfolk from a nearby small settlement that just run clear out as you start to doosh, 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 getting into these large strides, going faster than even most wheeled vehicles are capable of doing. In fact, you vault over a parked truck on the way past. The speed of the Everest frame starts to come into play. You're short enough that you cannot be seen through the canopy, and you're just these flexing, sprinting metal monstrosities going towards your target. More communications start appearing, and you can hear, put out that fire. Okay. Iron Wall. This is Silver Ridge. How close are you? We need you. We need you here now. We've been able to take out a number of the forces, but they've managed to take out the turrets. We're having to fight now just by climbing the walls ourselves. We've only got a small amount of heavy ordnance that can be held by infantry. The rest, we're just using assault rifles against this thing, and it's been fine against the small potatoes, but this thing, there's no way that our guns are just glinting off it. We're not doing any damage at all. We've used up most of the rocket launchers and things that we have here. We've tried to set up a heavy gun emplacement, but every time we start to build the damn thing, they see it and they knock it down again. We need you here now before extra reinforcement. Hear my voice. Hear my voice, and the truth shall be heard.
Red literally slams the communication unit off. Like, she basically punches the unit when his voice comes on. She's not having any of that shit.
People of Silver Ridge, hear my voice, and the truth shall be heard. You need to be saved. You need to be saved from the lies that you have had growing up. For you to come out into the stars to believe this falsehood. You have disconnected with your planet, but there is good news. Kadebos is the crucible of life. If you cast away the shackles of the synthesis around you, live humbly with humble technology, as we do in the crucible, you shall be accepted into the crucible and purified. Purified, all of your impurities shall leave your body. You seem to be on the opposite side of a divide here. We should not be a people divided. And so I ask you, overthrow those who have placed walls in the way of truth. We will tirelessly punch our way through this gate, but if you open it, you shall be purified. And you can see a column of smoke, a light ahead of you, a flame, still pelting ahead, full blast. This flash. It's another fucking flamethrower. Except it seems to be brighter, and flamethrowers don't work in those staccato bursts. It tends to be a lazier. Maybe a thermal lance? Where the hell did they get a thermal lance from? And sickening as the canopy starts to clear, a gigantic mech. So tall that even though you're still nowhere near, you can see this head, this shaped, almost organic head of this colossus. And even though you've switched off your comms array, Red, you can hear on the external mics that this isn't just being said over the communications.
It's being blasted out in speakers.
Blasted out through giant speakers. as part of this Colossus. The angels form ranks as you are flying towards. Drones get fired down from the nest, restocking the angels for the fight ahead. This is the Battle of Silver Ridge, and whether or not the people of Silver Ridge live or die is down to you. It's 11 o'clock, and we're going to stop the game there. So, angels and mechs reunited against what I'm hoping is going to be quite the substantial battle. Silver Ridge have been able to defend themselves. They've whittled down the attackers on them. There's just a small attack force that if they get through the gate, it's not going to matter. It's down to you. And that is where we're going to end tonight.
Go.
A big thank you for Ed, Rodrigo, and Sean's sanity.
You knew I had it.
You know how I like to run my games. I'm fine at being turned around.
I'm gonna have a stern talking to with my dice.
Oh my God, someone just said there, what a session. Fantastic. Thank you, Douglas, which we know is Paul. Thank you, Paul, for running the stuff in chat. I am going to be going back and rereading it. I've been there kind of chuckling to myself as you guys have been deciding what to do. As you're having panics on screen, watching some of the mischief that these guys have been up to. Fantastic shenanigans going on, and exactly what I wanted to happen in the narrative as well. So to catch you guys up, because I don't know how much you guys are reading as players, the angels have just fucked with law enforcement here. They succeeded to the nth degree. They got the bridge was the important one, which is the one I gave Paul. Everything else, by the way, guys, was improv by Paul. So big props to him.
Yeah, fucking hell yeah.
And they stopped the law enforcement from flanking you in the battle that you're about to fight. The fact that you didn't delay yourself means that I'm not going to add an extra mech type to the next fight. Because literally, if you'd been delayed, this would have turned up and you would have been there and there would have been an extra one. Consequences. I wanted to make a game that was, you're going to feel it. And there are going to be consequences not only to the actions that you got here and where it's success failure, but also some of the decisions in the road ahead. You are now 1/4 of the way through this short campaign, and I'm glad that you're feeling it. Let's get to 1/3 with the next session as you get to Silver Ridge. And I will tell you, at the end of next session, if you get to Silver Ridge and Silver Ridge survives, if Silver Ridge survives, they will print you your chassis. If Silver Ridge falls, you're stuck in your Everests. So get ready for some top-level chaos next session. It may not be the end of the campaign, but I have milestones throughout this campaign where if you fuck up, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, I can tell.
Big thanks, as I said, to Paul. Thank you, nailed it. Heterotic, saw that you're really active in the chat as well. Big thank you for that as well. And we're hoping that you join the Angel forces in the Battle of Silver Ridge the same time next week. So please join us next Sunday, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. UK time for the Battle of Silver Ridge. And we'll see what the angels can do to help. I will be rereading this chat, and I will be making some custom commands that we'll be handing out at the beginning of next session. So well done, angels. We're going to raid, but other than that, join us tomorrow. I say join us, join Ed tomorrow. I'll be in the chat to see the continuing saga of Numenera Odyssey. If you haven't seen Numenera before, it is a beautiful kaleidoscope of an RPG. Please go and watch it. It is fantastic. Then on Tuesday, we are back with, again, more things going incredibly wrong in Blades of the Dark with Rodrigo GMing. I'm still haunted. Help. And then after that, we will be going on Friday, as always, or as much as always can be, for our D&D game, The Benefactor. So please join us. Usual times. The only deviation to that is Tuesday is 11 till 10 instead of 8 till 11. But please join us for more of that. We're going to raid now, and I'll bid you all a good night and a great week ahead. Good night.
Good night, everyone.